Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Variant Roles presents the reunion of the Feelings crew from Waterdeep Dragon Heist. I am the Dungeon Master for this evening, Eugenio Vargas. Before I talk a little bit about what we're going to be doing tonight, let's go ahead and go around and introduce everybody, who they're going to be playing, and all that good stuff. We are going to start to my left with Miss Alex.
Oh, hello everyone. I'm Alex Gaston. I will be bringing back Miss Silme, our silver-skinned tiefling rogue / possibly fighter, and can't wait to get started.
Fantastic. Moving up from there, Stephen.
My name is Stephen Rowe. I play Rowan Toscobble Porchbot. There's a hyphen between Toscobble and Porchbot.
I miss that so much.
He's a halfling bard warlock, although he prefers the word hen. Both of our pronouns are he, hen. I also play Annie Hasha, Rowan's imp familiar. Her pronouns are she, her.
Fantastic. All right, Allison.
Hi. Yes. I'm Allison. I play Annabelle Rothkama, the half-orc barbarian full of rage. Yeah, she's been really angry. So.
It's just real mad, which is not such a bad thing for a barbarian.
Yeah.
All right, Jonathan, how you doing tonight?
Hi, I'm doing all right. I'm Jonathan, and I'm playing Rielgar Rocky Kvarnamaki, the Goliath monk, boxer, bouncer kind of guy. And for the last year, he's been running around Waterdeep trying to rebuild his life with Silme. So that's what's been going down.
Oh, I love it. All right, and last but most certainly not least, Max.
Hey, Max, as Eugenio said, and I'm playing Theron. My pronouns are he, him, but Theron uses they, them. They are a, is it Blessed of Corellon?
Corellon,
With Corellon? Okay. I always get that pronunciation wrong.
I did for a long time, and then when that came out, I thought, okay, I have to figure out how to say this.
It is in Eladrin. Currently, looks depending on the current season, currently in summer form with golden hair, brass skin, and liquid silver eyes.
Oh, very nice.
And they've spent the last year in Silvery Moon doing research and missing the family, but with the drama that ended with the last game we were in, has kind of been iffy about coming back.
Sure. So speaking of the drama of the last game that we were in, just to catch everybody up, last time we saw all of these characters together was at the end of Variant Roles' 4-team mega stream of Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So our team, the Feelings crew, also known as the Winter crew, took on Manshoon and searched Waterdeep for a secret vault full of 500,000 gold pieces that Lord Neverember, the former Open Lord of Waterdeep, had embezzled and hidden away. Spoilers, kinda, sorta, if you haven't played Dragon Heist and want to, maybe plug your ears. I guess it's a little late for that, but whatever. So our crew found the vault, managed to get in there. I don't need to tell you what happened down there because that's unnecessary spoilers, but what ended up happening was they discovered that they, along with the other 3 teams from the mega stream, had actually been subjects of a strange Beholder Illithid experiment where they had been put into psipods and their imaginations and dreams used to help a certain Beholder locate this vault. The psipods were located in the underground city of Skullport, which resides underneath the city of Waterdeep and a little bit up the coast. The team escaped from Skullport. Some of them we saw do that. I don't remember who played in that fun little event. Great. And so some of them managed to escape with quite a bit of gold in their pockets. Even those that we didn't observe escaping, though, have gotten out of Skullport with their lives, perhaps a bit of gold, and have spent the last year sort of rebuilding their lives. They made it back above ground and discovered that some things that they had experienced over the last couple of 10 days indeed had taken effect in the real world. It seems that they were indeed still the owners of the Fighting Spirits Inn and Training House and Library and
School.
and school. They were known to Vajra, the Black Staff of Waterdeep, though they were not officially members of the Grey Hands. Though over the course of the year, if they had joined the Grey Hands and wanted to, in Alterdeep, as it were, and wanted to join, they were able to do that. And so they've spent the year, as they described, setting back up their lives. And to be completely honest, I was futzing with production things, so I don't know if this was already mentioned. Rocky and Syl, have we made the announcement?
Oh God. So Rocky and Syl decided that they wanted to stay together, and they will now want to stay together forever, and they are getting married. And so invitations have been sent out to the whole family to prepare for a wedding, which is why we would be meeting back up.
So that is, as Syl said, the reason that the crew's getting back together. There are upcoming nuptials. It's cliche, but it doesn't matter because it's sweet.
It's D&D.
That too. So the invitations have gone out, and we find at least some of our crew, we zoom in on the Fighting Spirit. And who is currently at the Fighting Spirit? I believe that would be Annie and Rowan, correct? Mm-hmm. Yes? Great. So the two of you are there, and it is a couple of days still before the wedding, but everyone has sort of said that they're going to gather these few days before and prepare for the wedding, say hello. It's been a while. You've seen each other. Well, some of you have seen each other. I don't think Theron has been around for much of the past year, but the rest of you have seen each other on occasion, but it certainly hasn't been the constant companionship that it was during our adventures in Dragon Heist. So we zoom in on the Fighting Spirit. Rowan and Annie are there. Rocky and Silme are just arriving. Do what you do best. Roleplay and have feelings. Go.
Oh no! I feel so unprepared.
Well, I assume that our business is doing spectacularly because we were doing really well before, and I presume that transfers over into the real world.
So it hadn't in the moment, but I think you remembered like some of the things that you did to cause such spectacular success in your Psi-Pods, and so you were able to build it up. Because if you remember, I believe, and you all I think told me this, that when you got back to the Fighting Spirits, it was a little run down. It wasn't quite
so.
Right. So you've built it up to its former or alternate universe former
alter
glory. Do we have Reggie?
Alter former glory, right? Do you have Reggie? Yes, but so far Reggie has displayed no adventuring tendencies.
Mm-hmm.
He seems to just be your regular dwarvish bartender, although who knows, he kept it from you guys for a while in Alterdeep.
That's true.
He's just missing a little bit of Dylan in him.
So I guess Rowan, who looks a lot cleaner and more put together than what he used to. Not like a lot of random stuff in his hair like twigs. But his clothes aren't exactly much finer, and he's wearing a robe that looks really old, like so old it's got a bunch of like weird little sewn on patches to kind of hold it together. And he's just going around the room and glad handing people and saying hi and welcome. And it looks like he's also wearing some like really poorly applied like purplish nail polish, like just put on by someone who's never really done it before.
I'm familiar with what that looks like. Excellent. Annie, what are you up to?
Well, Annie, of course, is having a round of fights in the training room. Rocky's not there, so she's, come at me! That's the best you got! And, like, laying people down, so...
I love it. So the two of you actually are interrupted by Reggie, who has finally, after a year, sort of gotten used to you all being particularly fond of him for reasons that he has no memory of. So he goes to retrieve the two of you, saying that he has something for you all, and it's upstairs in the private den area. And as you go upstairs, none other than Syl and Rocky are there waiting for you to begin the pre-marriage festivities that you all said that you would gather for.
Like, wipe some blood off my face. What are you guys doing? Oh, right. You're together. Yep, okay. I knew that.
You'd think you would have gotten used to it. It's been a year.
Yeah, no, I've had plans still. All had plans.
I know. I'm sorry.
Hi.
Rocky,
Hey,
you promised you would be nice.
that's before I knew he was coming.
Why
Really?
wouldn't you come? He's
We're here all the time, Rocky. I don't see why you didn't do that.
Hey, and you know, if I'm making you uncomfortable, I can leave. That's not my intent.
No, we need to get this out in the open, Rowan.
Okay.
It's been a year, all right? It's been a year and nothing's happened, and we've just walked this awkward dance around it, all right? So we're just gonna, and I like close the door, and I
Okay.
deal with this right now.
Okay. Okay.
I think Rocky takes a subconscious, like, imposing posture
Uh-huh.
at that gesture.
Rowan is like making himself even smaller, like on his shoulders.
and I think Syl has like made herself right in the middle of them. So it's like Rocky's sitting here, Rowan's sitting here, and she's like right here.
Mhm.
Listen, you both have to talk about this. You have both been hurting, and I'm honestly tired of it.
Or hit each other. I mean, that works too.
Don't hit each other, you'll kill him.
That's what Reggie's
Ish.
for. Fine.
Is she here? Is she here right now? Is she in this goddamn room?
She's not here right now. No.
Good. Because I know you didn't do it. But you kind of went along with it, didn't you? And if I see her, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
You gonna choke her again like you did in the fake world?
Oh.
Well, it worked pretty well, didn't it?
Too soon.
Well, I didn't go along with it. I was 17. It was the family thought that your father was dead, and they could only assume that she was telling the truth because she had to. So they told you what they thought would be best for you.
And 17 for halflings, like 12.
What?
I don't know. I'm trying to come up with that. I don't know.
Kind of.
Okay.
Well, we can go with that.
I don't know.
I was a pretty immature 17, sure.
Yep.
Whatever makes him less mad.
Fuck. Yeah, well,
But
go ahead.
think of all the good that you've done since then, though. All the good that we did with Rowan, and all the good that we did with the family. And look at me, Rocky. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be alive. We would have never met. This would have never happened.
Yeah, I see that, but you and me aren't the ones with this blood on our hands.
Look, the way that you're feeling right now, and how you're so angry, and it's all that you're seeing and thinking. Imagine if you'd felt that way when you were much, much younger, and it would have shaped the entire course of your life.
You don't know that. You don't know what my life would have been like if I had my dad around. You have no way. Here's the thing you don't seem to get through your tiny skull. You get so wound up in trying to save this one soul, this one little thing, that you ignore all of the evil that you people do along the way. You put the actual good of people like me below the potential good of people like that demon. You're not a good influence on her. She's a bad influence on you. She took away my friend and she took away my father. Do you have a good answer for that?
Well, she's a devil, actually. Demons are gross. But
He half punches the wall and goes, "You know that's beside the point."
it is. It absolutely
you
is.
need to punch something. Why don't you punch me, Rocky? We just had this place fixed up. Come on now.
Oh no. We start how we started.
I don't think you're wrong. I think the family has been handling it wrong for a long time, and I want to do better. And I can't do it on my own.
So at that point, Theron, I have a feeling that you're not as far away as everyone thinks. Am I correct?
No.
No, I'm not correct, or no, you're not as far away.
I'm not far away at all.
Okay, great. So you just let us know when you want everyone to find out that you're not so far away.
Okay. How about a little mouse comes in?
Aww.
Oh
Okay.
no!
Where
Wait, do we
does
recognize it though?
where does Roadkill head?
And does he have a bow on his tail?
Yeah, how about a green one?
Oh,
That's not roadkill. Roadkill had a pink one.
imposter.
Just gonna scramble up on Rowan's shoulder and start reading Rocky the Riot Act.
Which of course none of you can actually understand, but you just see like the little tail weaving and just chittering, sitting up. You see his little hands sort of going.
That's adorable. Look, he's happy to see me. Hi.
Reading Rocky the Riot Act.
Wait, if he's here, then where's Darren?
Starts throwing darts out.
I know, I just wave my hands at him.
I whisper in Annie's ear, too slow.
Well, I definitely run over and scoop up Roadkill. And I give him all little kisses. Hi, you. I know I can't understand you, but you're so cute. I missed you so much.
Behind Sill's ear, I can translate.
All right, there. Why don't you just show yourself? We're having a kind of intense moment. If we're all gonna be here, let's all be seen at least, you know. So
I've still got another 20 minutes left on this spell. I'm not going to waste it.
Been there.
Yeah.
I was just waiting to see if Roadkill was happy to see me.
Roadkill, are you happy to see Sill?
Oh right, I'm Roadkill. I forgot I was Roadkill. I was like, oh, I can't wait to find out what Roadkill thinks. No, Roadkill says, I mean, yes, she always smelled nice, but I wish they'd stop fighting.
That's fair.
Roadkill says you smell nice, but Rocky is getting a little bit irritating with all the aggression.
You better not stand too close to me.
We came back here hoping all of this had settled down. We're hoping we didn't have to deal with all the drama. That is why we left right away as we left the crypt.
It's just difficult because, look, I understand where both of you are coming from. I grew up with very little to nothing. And then my parents died. And Rowan and the family, they're all I had. I don't know what kind of person I would have been if my mother had survived, if my father had survived. And I can't imagine the pain you're going through, Rocky. I really can't. I just know I love you both. You're both my family, and I can't live like this anymore. You have to talk. You're both in so much pain, and I know you are. Rowan, I know this must have been so hard for you. You were very young, and I wish that responsibility wasn't put on you, and I wish this connection never happened. And Rocky, I know how it is to grow up without any parents. I can only imagine what it would feel like to lose your father. But if we don't talk about this, if we don't solve this now, there's no coming back from this. We're a family. We need to fix this. And it's going to start with understanding that the what ifs, it's not going to do anything but constantly cause pain. We just need to move forward from it. Be thankful for what we have and what we had.
I think she was tricked. You know your father was a good person, and he wouldn't have done what she said that she did. But she saw it, and she can't lie. Those two things don't make any sense. right?
Fine. Fine. There's still a lot that we've got to figure out, but I'm not choking you up against that wall for her, not for you.
Aw, babe.
Aw. Hey, wouldn't it be great if one of you had something to distract everyone and make them work together?
Mm.
That would be delightful.
Yeah, that would.
So I'll pop back into visible, and I'm dressed.
Yeah, finally.
I'm actually kind of dressed in black leather straps, black leather trench coat kind of thing, a long robe, and looking very, very shadowy.
Have you been going through my closet again?
No, I have my own wardrobe now.
Ooh, I gotta rate that. I like that cloak.
Comes in handy. I do a lot of sneaking around now, getting information. And when I left, I wasn't just leaving because of the drama. I wanted to do some research because I made a promise to you, Annie, that if you needed us for anything, no questions asked, not that you could answer, I'd be there for you.
And then you left, so
Oh.
that was great.
Damn!
I left.
Oh, a
because
lot of you
the
left.
drama.
Rowan really was the only one who stuck around a whole lot. Barely saw Rocky and Sil because they were together. We were a great family. I felt like I could trust all of you and share all my secrets with.
Oofta.
Oh wait, no, I didn't. Not a bit.
Do you need a hug, Annie?
I don't need a hug, Rowan. We talked about this in the whole Just give me a hug randomly. I could flip you over and you land.
No, I wanted to ask first. I'm sorry.
Been around.
Yes, yeah, but not a lot.
Anyway, Theron.
Womp womp.
Annie. Also, the entire city just found out that I get my magic powers from a god thought to be dead and not a very popular one. I'm not really a face that should be seen in a crowd.
There's that.
So the mask may need to be a little bit hidden and secretive. So I went to Silvery Moon, where they didn't hear my deepest, darkest secrets, to see if we could get your deepest, darkest secret out to that pretty little head of yours.
And it seems that maybe there is a way. There are, of course, some sort of legendary ways that are so far out of any of your, or really most anyone in Waterdeep's grasp, that they're not even worth considering. But Theron, with his, particularly with your Summer Theron now, right? So his
Summer is a she.
Summer's a she. Oh, I have to.
She, they.
I used to have them written down, and then I got rid of that because we were done. But no, we're never done.
No, only Tokyo Hotel.
All right, we'll stick with they because they're also all they.
You're the salt off the end of that. We're never done.
Anyway, they were able to, particularly with their Fae connections, they were able to find some evidence that there is someone who is particularly good at memory enchantments and working with memory enchantments, and in fact seems to rather revel in experimenting with memory magic. The trick, of course, is that they are a pretty powerful Fae noble, and they reside in the Feywild, and make it a rule of theirs to never come to the material plane. It's rather dull, you know. So that's trouble enough. There are, of course, medium-powered magics that can send you to the Feywild, but what they can't do is get you an audience with this Fey noble. Theron might be able to, owing to their Fey ancestry, but there is little to no chance that you would even get as far as requesting an audience, let alone being granted one, the rest of you. So that is sort of where Theron has been stymied at this point, but they've at least found that there is a being who is not a god, who can probably at least experiment and maybe find some answers somewhere, somehow.
Right, so what you're saying is the secret won't be locked in just my head anymore, and everybody that was supposed to remember also will remember it, because that's really important to my plan.
Right. So when we kill them, you want them to know why.
Exactly. But let's be clear, we're killing people. Probably almost the entire family. So,
But
joy.
bad people, right? Like really bad people.
Yep. Really bad people.
Okay.
Do I believe her?
Um,
Who are we to judge? It's for Annie.
I mean,
Come on.
go ahead and hey, look, we're playing D&D. We're gonna roll dice. Hey, Sil, roll an insight check.
I don't know. It's a 11.
Yeah, I mean, I no, and Annie, feel free to elaborate or correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the sense with an 11 that you get is that she feels very strongly about this. And so what you don't know is if it is all objectively true, but to her it is absolutely true.
Yep. I agree with that.
Well, and they're nobles, right? So they basically can flaunt whatever system of law we want to say that Waterdeep claims to have.
Absolutely.
So I mean, maybe that is the only way to really get any sort of justice.
Absolutely.
Let's just say they've been abusing that power. They don't need it anymore. We should just take it back from them.
I am all for doing that.
At this point,
We seize the means of production.
there's a soft knocking on the door to this den area that you all are in upstairs.
I'll get it.
I'm right in front of the
Of
door.
course you will. I feel like Rowan still goes over to open the door, though.
Right? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Reggie's standing there, and he looks super bewildered.
Hi, Reggie. What's wrong?
He says, oh, I don't remember Dan's voice for him, so I'm just gonna have to do it on
It was
my
just
like
gruff.
really gruff.
Just gruff. Okay, he says,
yeah.
hey,
Kinda drunk.
how long was I up here with you all?
I don't know. Less than a minute. Not very long at all.
That's what I thought. So I found this, and he holds up what looks like at first just a great big pink flower petal. And you realize after you look at it for a second, you realize there's writing on it, and he sort of holds it up and he says, "This was back behind the counter, behind the bar downstairs, but the other servers they didn't see anybody leave it there, and it's a little early in the day for anybody but our two regulars, and well, Mo and Larry, they're already too drunk to have done anything like this, so." Anyway, it's addressed to you all.
Well, thank you very much for bringing it up. I'll take it. And anything else?
No, I'm gonna maybe look into upgrading our security. That's all. And he just sort of like scratches his head and shakes it as he walks out and closes the door behind him.
A great idea. Way to show initiative.
Yeah,
I'm going to roll insight on that to see if it seemed like he was compelled to do that.
sure.
Natural 20.
Okay. No, I mean, he seemed genuinely confused. If it was some sort of enchantment magic, it was real subtle.
Oh. So just a regular kind of drunk, confused Reggie.
Yeah, and not even that drunk. Like, he's pretty good about staying relatively sober for most of the day when he's working. There's a lot of caveats, I know, but...
He doesn't smell too heavily of banana whiskey.
Right.
Potato juice.
Potato juice, whatever.
Potato juice. Well, his thing was banana whiskey.
That's right.
Which is really a thing, but that sounds gross.
Uh-huh.
So this is addressed to all of us, even Theron?
It is. It seems to be addressed to all of you, and you realize as you hold it that's behind the who took it? Annie or Rowan?
I did.
Rowan. Okay. So behind the pedal where you couldn't see it when he held it up, but there's also like a normal parchment envelope, and that's what is addressed to all of you. And I will tell you what is on the paper and in the envelope in just a minute. We're going to take a 2-second break. I need to adjust some things. We'll be right back, folks. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back.
I guess I'll be looking at the envelope because I think that's really neat, and I'll hand the parchment to somebody else, I guess.
I'll take the parchment. Hold on one second, Eugenio. Dan had just said in the chat that we
Yep, I
can't-
just realized that I was still muted. Sorry, everybody. Now you can all hear me. To sum up with what they all know, but you don't, Rowan looked in the envelope and found there are 5 of you, damn it, 5 invitations to a masquerade ball.
Ooh.
But one's invisible for Theron, you know.
Correct. It's very confusing. You can feel it, you just can't see it. All right, Syl, you have this petal, and it has writing on it. What are you doing with it?
Is it a petal like a rose petal,
As
or
you
like a
feel it-
pebble like a pebble?
No, petal like of a flower, but
Okay.
it's big, like it's the size of like a piece of parchment, and it definitely feels organic, but like it's thick enough that it's like sturdy, you know.
Okay, so it's like somebody wrote on a palm frond.
Yeah, but a very
Or like
lovely
a big,
pink
a
one.
big leaf.
Yeah.
Okay, this is interesting. What's it say?
Are you reading it out loud or to yourself?
I would imagine I would read it out loud.
Okay. So if you don't mind, I'm going to take control of Syl's voice for just a moment and read you what is on the now I want to say palm frond, the petal, the flower petal, the giant pink flower petal. It says,
You have to do it like on par. though,
okay,
like-
I will do my best. The place you seek is very close at hand. A door you'll find to that forbidden land. But first, you must transcend the trials 4. Through winter, summer, spring, and fall, your chore shall be to prove your worth to fairies' fold, and beg to use the hidden roads of old. And you notice there's more, but as you continue to read, the parchment begins to change. And suddenly, by the time you get to the end of that stanza, you're holding a palm frond. It is a leafy, bright green piece of summer foliage. And as you continue to read, it begins to turn brown, as if it were passing into autumn and dying. At Sana's fete awaits an ally who will give a map of fairies' doors to you. Complete the tests, survive fair fairies' might, arrive prepared to face the final fight. Defeat your foe, and none may bar your way. Thus fairy-bound you'll be by end of day. And as Syl completes the last line of this poem, you feel this brown, withered leaf turn very cold, and as you try to grasp it a little tighter, it disintegrates into a light dusting of snow that falls to the ground and melts.
I swear I didn't do that.
This is the classiest masquerade ball I've ever heard of.
Also, can we just say that Eugenio's voice is way better than mine? Like, I've never just been like, shit, this guy's pretty too good.
Wow. Hey, so
Will
door to the Feywild. That sounds really promising.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
I mean, it sounds like it's where we need to go, so people can remember things before I kill them. So.
Yeah.
But first, we have to get there.
there is
So-
that.
Right.
But we have to do something that deals with the seasons. I mean, I've been all the seasons, but
It sounded like we needed to meet somebody at something.
Yes, about that. Do any of you have, because it's been so long I can't remember and I don't have your character sheets up right now, do any of you have the entertainer or the noble background?
No.
I think Annie does, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So you
Well, I think
I'll-
no, it's technically the guilds, but
right.
call on that.
I'm gonna go ahead and give this to you.
Okay.
Yay!
We
The
could have
DM
made
give
checks,
it.
but I'm gonna go ahead and give it to you because it makes sense that you would know. You have heard of Sana. She is a minor noble in Waterdeep. Your family probably never had direct connection to her, direct interaction with her. She's mostly known as sort of an entertainer and one to host salons and big fancy masquerade balls, which she does 2 to 4 times a year. They are quite the event of the season when they happen, and they always have a theme, and costumes, or at the very least masks, are always mandatory. And you can see, Rowan, as you look more closely at your invitation, you can see that this season's theme is in fact the seasons of fairy.
Ooh. Well, there we go. It's all coming together.
And it looks like the masquerade is set to take place in just a few days' time.
I wish I would have known about the masquerade. I've got fairy wings. I've got masks. I got costumes galore, man, in a box in the other room.
We joked about Phantom of the Opera in the chat, but just saying.
I know.
Was anybody else going like masquerade?
Yep.
I have been singing that since you all started talking about Phantom of the Opera this afternoon, so thank you very much for that.
You're welcome.
I mean, if anyone needs a mask, I have a few.
Are they gonna take over us or anything weird like that? Then?
Oh no, they're just aesthetic.
I saw this in a movie once. Sorry.
Okay.
I love it.
So-
We need to, I guess we need to go talk to this noble at the probably the best chances at the masquerade party.
When
And
is this?
apparently we need costumes. Yay, shopping!
Yay, shopping!
Hey, shopping!
I'm gonna look
Might
over.
might I say, Rowan, you have done so much for your look, and it's just leaps and bounds. No more twigs in your hair. It's amazing.
Well, thank you. I'm trying my best. It's an ongoing process.
And I'll just lean down to Rowan. Next time, have me do the nail polish, okay?
I thought I did a pretty good job. I mean, I gotta figure it out sooner or later.
I know, but I can help.
Okay.
What exactly are the season of fairies? What's that mean?
Everybody turns to Theron.
Well, let me tell you what I know. That's whatever knowledge you want me to have. I rolled a 15.
Yeah, I mean, so it's not. Well, let's see. So basically, in terms of calling something the seasons of fairy, that's a little bit of a giveaway that Sana probably hasn't had a ton of actual interaction with many real fae, right? You have Eladrin who have their seasons, and there are things they have their own culture that is attached to that, but and you can talk a little bit about what the 4 seasons mean culturally to Eladrin, but it sounds like it's just a way to have fun, pretty decorations that are kind of fairy related.
It's like prom, enchantment under the sea.
Right. But this way you have 4 options. You can go spring, summer, winter, or autumn.
So what we're gonna do is Rocky already embodies winter. Get the gray skin going on. We'll sprinkle a little bit of white flour on his scalp.
You should
Excellent.
probably be in charge of our entire outfits to make sure that we're being sensitive to your culture.
It's been a while. It's mostly all black for me now.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but we still have to pass off. I mean, I know we got the invite and everything, but we're gonna be in front of a lot of people, important people, and you all need a little bit more of the tips on that end. So
The other question, though, will you be able to keep your temper if we cross paths with people that we are not allowed to know about that you do?
Oh.
we will see.
And
Fair.
still just goes, and what if I ever not been proper?
I
Don't
walked
answer
around
that
in your clothes, and I did not once comment on the tail hole that's in the back end. It's very drafty. Your clothes are very revealing in general.
Oh boy. All right. So with that lovely comment, so you have a few days to prepare in any way that you would like for the masquerade. It sounds like at least some of that prep time is going to be spent getting your costumes together. So take a minute and we'll go around, and why don't you all tell me sort of what you want to do, what you want to spend the next few days doing preparing. You can craft your own costumes. You can go buy them. You can do other things if you would like to. I don't want to tell you what to do. You tell me what you want to do.
It's been a year, so I'm assuming it's currently actually winter, right?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think right, Sil and Rocky, like a winter wedding is,
I feel like that would be very fitting considering he and I are both very winter looking.
Yeah, I agree. So yeah, who wants to tell me what you're spending a bit of your time doing to prepare for the masquerade?
Well, apparently I'm sewing.
Great.
Oh,
Okay. Are you sewing everybody's or just yours? I love this.
I am in summer form, so I'm rage sewing. Just
Oh my god. Okay. I love it. And you're doing it for everybody?
oh yeah, I'm doing just full on cloaks, like getting autumn colored leaves for a cloak for one of them.
I love
Making
it so much.
I always picture Rowan being a little more springtime. So
Thank
it's
you. I was going to ask. Thank you.
going to be greens and yellows and pinks all
Yes.
in there
Yes.
together.
Yes.
All right.
And I feel that Annabelle is very, very much an autumn.
Oh, I don't know.
She's
She's
gonna
got the
get the-
temper of a summer, though.
Yeah,
Right.
summer feels right.
It does, but like the browns and the
Oh, you mean in terms of color palette?
and
Yeah.
a color palette. Sorry.
Yeah.
I look
Got
like
browns and
Elsa.
oranges and yellows.
This is hilarious. Okay, so out of curiosity, do you have proficiency in any sort of associated artisan's tools used to make any of these costumes?
Well, no.
I'm so excited. Okay, fantastic.
I'll
Cosplay.
inspire him.
I want.
I'll use guidance.
One of
Yes.
those things where like they look terrible and then we all like go and buy like actual things.
Well, I don't know. That is up to you. Although I will say, like, if you all have asked Theron to make all of your outfits, like, it's probably going to take him the full time, so you may not see them until the last moment.
Shit. Okay.
So it's up to you all what you all want to do.
If we
Theron.
have a day, I think I'll go springtime where it's where she's a little more happy.
Okay, yes, definitely. You have time to do that. So while I check in with the other four and see what they're doing for their preparations, Theron, why don't you make me, oh gods, go ahead and make me a series of 5 dexterity checks to sew these things, right? That's like a manual dexterity thing. Write down your
Rowan is
numbers,
the
tell me what they
observer giving
are.
me Inspiration.
What's that?
Rowan with
Oh
inspiration.
yeah, yeah.
and-
Very encouraging. Like,
Sure.
What is your inspiration dice?
Sure.
That's a D6.
It's a D6 at this
D6.
level.
You're so good at this. I can tell.
I love it. All right, so
Okay.
roll those and write them down, and I'll come back and get them later while I check in
Sure.
with everybody else. So what are the rest of you doing to prepare,
Well,
if anything?
I'd like to get a special made mask at least.
Okay, sure.
Because I figured I would go winter theme.
Okay. Hey,
So-
hey, Theron, while you're making those checks, will you just keep track of which one is for whom? Because
Yep.
depending on what they do, I may have you roll a second time with advantage for them, depending on what their prep is. Sorry, Sil, go ahead.
You're absolutely fine. So it would be a mask that comes to the bridge of her nose.
Okay.
It goes around her cheeks and it comes up and merges with her horns.
Oh, I love
And
that.
it looks like ice crystals.
I love that.
So
Uh,
it's just looks like, yeah.
Fantastic. What's your budget?
I don't know how much gold I have. Would a year of being part of the fighting spirits give me any more gold?
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's say you have. We'll say that you've saved an additional 75 gold over the year. That's a lot of money, but you've been doing, odd jobs and adventuring. So
I mean, I have essentially 116. I would feel like, I don't know, I don't know how money works in the world.
I know,
Like,
and I'm not
in
going to
my
help you
mind,
because
I'm
this is
like,
really funny.
A thing like this would be like $75.
Okay.
So I'm like 30 gold? I
Okay,
think.
great. 30 gold.
What?
Got it. Okay. So you're going to go out and find that and have it custom made for you, which will require a few return visits for fittings and things like that.
And I would figure that I would just, at the end, I would decorate with just little, like, I'm gonna bedazzle my horns a little
Oh my
bit.
God,
just
hilarious.
like-
Okay.
just like randomly, so it doesn't look like it's going all the way down, but just like sparse,
I love
kind
it.
of.
I love it. Okay. Who else? Rowan, Annie, Rocky.
Yeah, I can go if no one else.
Okay,
wants.
yeah, do it.
Okay, so Rowan's going to try to pull something together that he can kind of demonstrate to a craftsperson what he's after with illusions.
Sure.
But try to get something kind of going back to his roots with like ivy growing out of his hair and then down across his face and eyes.
I love that.
It looks like a very natural, but also kind of extension back into his head.
I love that. Okay. What's your budget?
Whatever I got to spend, I am ridiculously loaded because
Oh, right.
we murdered a bunch of people on our way out of Skullport.
Is that how you present your budget when the craftsman asks you?
Well,
This bag of money has blood on it.
probably, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. This one has some blood on it. Prestidigitation.
Okay, fantastic. I mean, it's really nice, but I think they're going to, for all of the, like, they're going to use nice materials. They're going to do several fittings to make it exactly the way you want. And I mean, you're in a nice part of town too, so they're going to go for 50 gold.
Ooh, well, that is really high.
It is.
Can I try to arrange some sort of buyback after?
Absolutely, sure.
Okay.
Make a charisma persuasion check.
All right. I will get a 22.
So they say, as long as it comes back intact,
Mhm.
then yeah, they'll buy it back for 75% of the price.
Okay. Well, that's very fair. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Annie and Rocky, I have the feeling that you two really don't want to go mask shopping, which is fine.
No, but I figured it out.
Okay.
Had some time to think about it. So, I'll go to Avi and Embrick.
Oh, okay.
And I assume we've at least built up a better rapport than we did in the Alter Deep, now for a year. And I work with them to make a metal mask.
Ooh, cool.
And because I don't want it to look like I'm a half orc, but it's going to be a full mask. And did we say I'm summer or autumn? That just depends
It's
on
up to you.
I feel like summer, so
Okay.
we're gonna have it just. The face is gonna look very intimidating and a little off-putting, but it's going to look like it has flames
Okay.
coming.
I love that.
So-
I love that. Why don't you make me a... You're proficient with what? Blacksmith tools?
Yep.
Great. So why don't you make me a strength blacksmithing? Dexterity blacksmithing? What do you think?
I mean, you can. I don't know. I have a lot in strength. I have nothing in
Great.
dexterity.
That's fine. Let's call it strength. Avi and Embrick are helping you with the artistry of it. You're really sort of there doing the manual labor.
Okay. I'm bending the metal.
Yeah, exactly.
You could say that your flame mask is super hot.
That's right. Cool. So hang on to that for a minute. Rocky.
Yeah, Rocky could not give less of a shit
Yeah,
about
absolutely.
mask shopping and all of that, especially for Rowan being involved as well.
Absolutely.
Did Phil have to do something with this?
No, so I think I mean he that's the whole reason he's going. He wants to look good for Syl, right?
Sure.
So he's gonna go and grab a couple of gems, whatever he can find that are kind of blue and then kind of a ruby looking kind of thing, and he's going to crush them as well as he can and just apply them to his face, accentuating his blue gray base color and his red streaks that go throughout his face.
Amazing. Do
I'm
you
so
happen
proud.
to have, I don't know, disguise kit proficiency?
Oh no.
Okay, great.
Let's see. What do I have?
I was gonna
though?
say, what do you?
Do you have a bedazzle kit?
I do have
Bedazzlers.
I have Mason's tools, so I can effectively crush
So
the
you
gems.
can
but
definitely
that's
crush them. Okay, go ahead and make make a dexterity check for that to see how that goes. Theron, you can go ahead and roll Syl and Rowan's costumes with advantage because they paid for the masks to add on to it.
Are they going to tell us what they look like?
Yes, so that's what we're going to do now. So
Or are we figuring it out?
Oh, well, they can definitely tell you what they look like. I'll tell you how good they look based on these numbers that we're about to find out. So, Theron, let's start with Syl since she volunteered for this segue. What did you
Okay.
get on Syl's check?
With the advantage, I got from a 20 up to a 26, and that's
Holy
using guidance as much as I
shit.
could, and bardic inspiration.
Okay, Syl looks fucking amazing.
Yes.
Syl, mark that you have advantage on any and all charisma checks made to interact with party guests at this ball.
Ooh.
All right. And what does it look like? Just a quick rundown of what it looks like, Theron.
I'm sure I was taking some advice. So it's going to be to go with her. It's purple skin, silver hair.
Silver skin, purple hair.
Silver skin, purple hair, silver skin. So it is going. She might look a little nude because the dress is going
Sure.
to be silver, white, and black.
That's fine.
But it's going to have black snowflakes on a white field.
Ooh.
I love that. All right. All right.
Is it like a little skimpy? It's got like a nice V.
Oh yeah, it's got a lace shawl going around
Oh,
it.
yes. Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
But one that's cut so it shows off the area between the shoulder blades.
All right. All right. All right.
You should design clothes.
All right. So how about Rowan? What did we get for Rowan's outfit?
I'm sorry, Rowan, but I only
Uh-oh.
got a 16 for you.
Oh, okay. No, that's
That's-
perfectly
It's
acceptable.
not amazing, but
No, that's
think
all right.
I kinda
It
actually
looks
goes with Rowan.
spectacular. Don't be hard on yourself.
Yes, absolutely. And that is, I mean, next, maybe, you don't want to try and impress somebody while you're standing next to Syl, but like, it looks real damn good. And you also have advantage on your charisma checks at this party.
Hey.
It's a nice green vest, but the trim is alternating pink and yellow.
Ooh.
I love that.
Some of those pants that are baggy up at the top and then tight down around the calves
Okay.
and
All
tails.
All right, all
Has to
right.
have tails.
How about for Annie? Annie, what did you
Annie
get on
got
your
some-
blacksmithing check first?
17.
Okay, great. What did you get, Theron, for your check?
22.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
Annie
The,
looks
the,
good,
the
too.
inspiration and guidance really helps.
Doesn't it?
Annie looks good, too. All right. Annie, you've got advantage on your charisma checks. Theron, I'm going to have to up these DCs next time.
Bards.
Tell us about, yeah, right. Tell us about the outfit, Theron.
Well, hers is metal, and you were going for summer, so I put fire in there to go with
Yeah.
kind of the look of the forge.
I love that.
Ooh.
All right, Rocky. What was your dexterity check, Rocky?
17 if we're counting the mason's
Damn.
tools.
All right, so you did the thing. Theron, what'd you get for Rocky's outfit?
I got a 22, but I missed what the season was.
Winter.
Yeah, winter.
That was winter too?
You
Okay.
look good. All right.
That's perfect. So if I was told winter at the beginning, it's going to be kind of a matching toga.
Oh,
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, this is like prom.
I love.
Something that keeps the legs, but it's got the thonged sandals going up the legs, and it gets a nice sash and a cloak.
All right, all right, all right, all right. And how about for your own outfit, Theron?
My own outfit is going to be a dress made of leather, and I'm also going as winter.
Okay.
But it's going to be a black feather motif with sprinkles of silver glitter on it, like a bird who's been caught out in the snow.
I love that. And are you gonna be in your winter form, or are you going with a winter dress in your spring form?
I'm going with I'm not going as in a gown as the more masculine version.
I mean, I don't know.
Tokyo Hotel.
I love it. Also, I love Radikoshka's assassin, but make it fashion. Fantastic.
Just
What
'cause
did
I wanted
you
to be able
get?
to wear this mask.
Yes. What did you get on your check, Theron, for your own costume?
Total of 20.
All right. You all look amazing, and you all have advantage on charisma checks to interact with folks at this party. Is there anything else in, maybe a remaining half a day, very brief, that you want to do, maybe the day leading up to the masquerade itself?
I gave everyone a crash course on how to act around nobles, which seems really weird coming from me, but I actually know what I'm
Sure
talking about.
does. Yeah. Excellent. Yes, I love that.
It essentially just comes down to don't get drunk and don't curse at people.
I mean,
No, you have to know the proper fork, because if you pick up this fork, then everybody thinks you're a disgraced noble. But if you pick up this fork, then you're really in the know kind of noble, and they want to talk to you. But if you pick up that one, they don't want to talk to you because they think you have the plague.
Oh, are we?
This
Are we
sounds
gonna,
ridiculous.
The
I'm not
whole
doing
group
any
is
of
just
that.
glazed over.
Yes, yes. Pinky
No.
up and all that.
I'm just gonna be like, are we allowed to bring weapons? Should I like try to strap some darts underneath this or
Not-
dagger to my thigh?
I mean,
Oh, no, whatever will I do without my bow?
I mean, I think those checks were so good. Even Rowan's was very good. It was less than the rest of yours, but also I don't think Rowan carries great big gigantic weapons anyway, right?
pots and
As
pans.
I recall.
None
This
of
was
them.
paid on the
No
dice.
weapons at all.
Right. So I think that Theron, with those outstanding checks, they were able to construct you all costumes where you can hide and conceal weapons safely. Because none of you have particularly big things. Like, Sil, you have scimitars, and Annie, you've got hand axes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A scimitar isn't big.
It's big, but it's not like a great sword or something that you're having to like.
Touche.
It's
Hide
like
down your
ceremonial. It goes with your
Yeah.
outfit.
Right. Absolutely.
It's
Yeah.
part of the costume.
Yeah, that's, I was
Also,
actually going to ask
why are
if,
you arguing with me? I'm letting you take your weapons.
No, you're good. I'm fine. I'm picturing like a nice. Were you gonna say something, Rocky? Go for it.
I was going to say, like, what about having the still scimitar as like a ceremonial thing on Rocky's outfit? You know, like an officer's.
I love that.
And
So
so
do
it's
you have-
it's available and open if you need it.
So do you have one and I have the other?
Maybe.
And then like
I don't
maybe
need them, right? But
yeah. So maybe I'll just put
You
both
could have it down the back of your shirt like like Wonder Woman.
like Wonder Woman.
Just the
Or
handle
I was-
sticking up the back.
I was
Right.
gonna think about getting like a really nice silver chain to go around my waist.
Yeah.
And hold the scimitar.
Absolutely.
And then Rocky will have the other one.
Absolutely. All right. So you spend the day. Oh, go ahead, Rowan.
I will quietly
Uh-huh.
and subtly give my robe, because I can't really wear that with the rest of the outfit, to Hasha, because she can just be invisible, and tell her to just sort of be subtle and keep out of the way. 'cause
Oh.
things are still a little tense.
Could I have done some pink eyeliner on Rowan if you
Sure,
wanted
yeah.
it?
Sure.
I will do a little bit of nice, like just subtle pink eyeliner to go.
Holding the lily with these amazing
you.
outfits, but all right. Um,
I can't tell like when I cross that line, so just
Yeah, that's fair.
Try to roll,
No
try
one's
to roll
fair.
action dice to see if it's straight. Perfect
That's
cat
totally
eye.
fair. Fantastic. Okay, so you all. Anything else that you want to do in the day leading up to this ball?
Perfect makeup.
I think we're good.
Okay, yes, I got it. You look fabulous. All right, great.
I need to get my Goliath hair did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
It
I'm just
takes
buffing
all
his
day.
I'm literally just like buffing the head.
Late because you're buffing your head so long.
right. So you all arrive at Sana's manor, at the fete, at the masquerade, at the ball, and there's quite a line to get in, and it almost seems like this is sort of part of part of the event itself, this great big line. Although it's winter, so it's definitely chilly out, and you see everybody's got shawls, and like on the one hand, like seeing everyone as they're waiting in line and going in is just part of the evening, but on the other hand, it's freaking cold, and like wouldn't it be nice to just get inside and get something to eat and drink? Now I'm gonna ask this,
Did
and
we?
I know the answer, but I'm gonna ask anyway.
Oh no.
How much do you want folks to notice you all when you make your entrance?
Lots?
Annie feels a lot better because she's got the full mat, so like
Uh-huh.
they can't see
Yeah.
her face.
Uh-huh.
and She knows the best way to get in with nobles is to be up there
Uh-huh.
and a little snooty on the snooty side. So but
Okay.
normally she would actually just say, yeah, no. I think she's gonna take the lead on this and just be like, out of the way,
Whoop.
please. We have an appointment, and
Oh,
they're just gonna follow. And she's like, just follow my lead. Act like you know what you're doing. Act like you be here.
I love that. Make me a charisma. I don't know. Is this persuasion or intimidation? Is this like
Well,
what is this?
I mean, the mask does have a very off-putting look. Like I did put that in there for
Sure.
possible
And you
implications.
also like you haven't used it in so long because you have hidden your heritage, but like you are using that like noble, like, you know, like, intimidation right now, and it just comes back to you very naturally. So go ahead and make it a charisma intimidation check.
Ooh.
It is a 16.
Okay. You get a few people who sort of take exception. We have been waiting here for 45 minutes. My mistake. Please go right on ahead.
Yes. That's right. It's your mistake.
And you just, as you pass by this line, you just catch the eyes of pretty much everyone. One of you at least is going to catch their eye with your outfit, your makeup, your masks. You all look fabulous.
I feel like Rocky and I are super noticeable.
I mean, you're all pretty noticeable. Even Rowan, who is
Rowan's like waving and saying hi to everybody and
Yes.
introducing himself. And
We're constantly telling him.
Rowan, we are above this because we're nobles. Like Annie tries to like rein him in a little bit. Like, nope, we don't talk to them.
I figure I'm just your entourage or something.
But you
I'm
are
allowed
good
to
be just
socialize.
entourage, Rowan.
Okay. I really like this like whole thing you got going on too. It's great.
It's been out of practice a while.
Theron, as you walk in and you pass all of these folks in line, you notice something a little off about most of the outfits, and your suspicions are confirmed when you enter the ballroom. So you all present your invitations to the doorman, and he lets you into the building and into this ballroom. And this main ballroom has been partitioned into quarters that are each appointed lavishly in the style of one of the four seasons. Winter is covered in realistic-looking snow. Spring is a riot of colorful flowers. Autumn is blanketed in beautiful fallen leaves of orange and red and brown. And summer is full of the white sand of an ocean shore. At the center of the ballroom stands an enormous tree that has somehow been divided into four seasons in and of itself. Green leaves of summer, blossoms of spring, the barren branches of winter, and the orange foliage of autumn all coexist in quarters simultaneously on this tree. And you can see that the scurrying servants are each dressed for a particular season and stay in their quarter as they serve themed food and drink. And Theron, as you take a quick look around the room, you realize pretty quickly that at best, like a lot of the outfits are absolutely gorgeous, right? It's not about the quality of them in terms of garments, but in terms of actually looking fey, at best they are poor imitations of what the Fae actually wear, and at worst there are some like actively offensive stereotypes walking around this room. Clearly there are a few exceptions, but for the most part the people who are at this party like probably don't have a lot of interaction with actual Fae, which you're not super surprised at based on what you know about Sana already anyway.
Do I see any actual elves there at all?
At first glance, the vast majority of people at this party are human, which Annie can sort of verify is typically the deal at Sana's masquerades, just because. Because of this, honestly, right? Like, sometimes Sana's a little tone deaf with her themes, and sometimes it doesn't go super well, and so people, non-humans, unless they have very good reason, often will sort of avoid the masquerades.
So are we like overdressed?
No, definitely not overdressed. You're just, again, quality-wise of like actual tailoring and material, you're on par, right? There are a lot of really beautiful outfits here. But in terms of authenticity, you all are much closer to what Fae actually wear. That said, who knows if anyone's actually going to appreciate that.
The real Fae will our ally is going to approach us.
Yes.
I don't know if Sonia.
Yeah, and
This is
you
the problem with
definitely-
cultural appropriation right here.
I was about to say, but it's okay because one of their friends is Faye. This is so stupid.
Well, at least all of you
Lovely.
can say that, Team No Humans. I'm whispering this into my wire.
What'd you say?
Is
I'm
that what
whispering
you
this
call
into my
roadkill
message
now?
Oh. Did Roadkill
Oh,
come with
what
us?
is Roadkill wearing?
Oh yeah,
Guys,
so important. Come on.
Ooh. Let's see. What's a good season for a house mouse?
I don't know. Why don't you ask him first?
House mouse with the attitude.
Should be his.
Yeah, let's just.
Well, I think- let's see. Well, you're in winter, right, Theron?
Yeah, I could have little snowman costume on Roadkill.
No, I think Roadkill wants to well, he's gonna say that I should absolutely be complimentary, and by that I mean not the same as you.
Hmm.
So I think Roadkill wants to go Summer,
Ooh.
and has he insisted on a red bow on his tail, and gosh, a little like ripe acorn cap mask that was painted that he asked you to paint red.
And should he have like a little flamey cape?
Duh.
Cool. I love that Eugenio's only introduction to this game is in a mouse form.
And just as repayment for the sass, I'm gonna sprinkle some beach sand on him.
Don't fear. You'd be
Yes.
nice to Roadkill. He can kill you in your sleep.
Listen to the lady, she's smart.
Kill me from the toes up. You haven't done it yet.
You don't know. I'm biding my time.
You just find that all of your socks have little holes.
And he sort of like picks his mask up and looks at you and then puts it back down slowly. Great. Okay, so you all are at the party. What are you do? Oh gods, what are you doing?
Someday we're going to awaken Roadkill.
Mingling. I love it. Are you all mingling together? Are you spreading out? What are you doing?
Spread out. Get the information quicker.
Okay,
Be foolish. You are above all this. All right?
Okay.
sure.
Right.
No, I got it under control.
But-
Thank you.
But you have to think of as a noble. You're above it all, even the people you talk to.
I chose
am
the wrong
not-
season for this.
Yes.
All right. So, you all should tell me what season you're gonna go mingle in. We'll go one at a time, and I'll tell you a little bit about who you might run into in those sections. Who wants to start?
We don't have to be like segregated to our seasons, do we?
No. Oh,
Okay, I
the
didn't know. I
servants,
was
the
like,
servants
oh,
are the
God.
only ones that seem to be sort of staying in their areas just for like theme sake, like optics or whatever. But you can see that guests are mingling in among the seasons however they want.
Okay. I feel like
Okay.
so just like really hold Rocky's arm
Oh,
closer.
sure. You
Just
two
a
are
little
definitely
bit.
going together. Yes,
She's
absolutely.
She's a little bit nervous because she might say, go around that she's got the confidence for days, but this is really intimidating.
Sure.
And so I just look at him and I go, guide me to wherever there's a drink.
Seems like there are drinks and canapes being served in all 4 seasons. So which season do you all want to go get the
Want to go
drinks
to
from?
summer? I think they have umbrellas in theirs.
They absolutely do. You're correct.
Yeah, I mean, so I think Rocky's gonna kind of like towards winter, but then when you say that, I'm like fine, and then he'll
Okay, I love it. So you all head over to summer, and why don't the two of you make me wisdom perception checks?
Oh, yeah, because that's definitely my strength.
I remember.
But
Oh,
it's
yeah.
Rockies.
Reception for days.
Reception for days.
Reception. Got him. Like,
Comes after the wedding.
you're right. That's a straight on the roll 13.
Okay, and Rocky, how about you?
a nat 20 for 27.
Holy shit! All right, great. So
Thank
you-
God.
you immediately catch sight of an individual who well, he stands out, and he stands out because, as we've already mentioned, a lot of these costumes are not super authentic. This elderly human man seems to be confused about what's happening this evening. He's dressed as a court jester. And he is just sort of he's got a drink in his hand, he's got a little cane, and he is sort of looking around rather bemusedly, not speaking to anyone at the moment. So he just stands out for all kinds of reasons.
Okay.
That
I'll
one
kinda-
costume he wears to every party.
Yeah, I'll kind of lean over towards Syl and just nudge her and point towards the jester guy. He looks even more out of place than I am, and I'm 6.5 feet tall, 7.5 feet tall.
Do you think he got a different invitation for
or someone is
The
playing a
knockoff
big
mask
go-go.
right down the street.
Right.
Do I have a pina colada in my hands by this point?
Absolutely, you do. I mean, the servants swoop and descend upon you as soon as you enter a season, offering drinks and canapes. And
Pause the game real quick. We're here for information, correct? I have
And
no
Annie would have
clue.
said not to
Annie would have
drink
said.
heavily.
Annie would have said what?
Not to drink heavily
She was very specific.
I'm sipping slowly.
okay.
during the noble crash course.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm trying to look the part and then calm the nerves just a little bit.
Oh my
And
God.
what are we supposed to be asking? Are we
Oh.
looking? I completely
for a
missed this
door.
part.
We're looking for access to a door.
An ally is supposed to be at the party, and we're
Yeah,
trying to
we're-
figure that out.
hmm
Uh, do we know their name?
I don't-
You do not.
Yeah. Just said they'd be here.
Oh, so what kind of questions do we ask?
Hey.
I forgot how to D&D, guys. Help!
Help.
Help!
Well, I'm gonna look for the most mug-like drink I can find,
Yeah.
and start with that, and then go from there.
It's a big coconut.
Yes, exactly right. It is. Yeah. It's a Mai Tai and a coconut. Yep.
I'm from Florida, guys. I've got summer
you,
drinks.
You
for
got
days.
this covered.
Got
That's
it
why I
on.
went to summer.
All right. And so with these drinks, do you all head over to this little jester man?
Sure. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah,
Great.
I'm not sure which one of us is like backpedaling and then moving forward the most, but
Yeah.
One of-
It's just like the two of you could not be more uncomfortable. I love it. All right, so you head over to this little man, and he sort of sees you coming, and he says, "Oh, don't you two make a lovely pair? Oh, I think I might have been mistaken about the party's theme tonight."
You know, I didn't even think that for a second. I thought perhaps you were just trying to stand out.
Oh, you're too kind. You're too kind.
Oh, so I'm so sorry. My name is Somei. What is yours?
And he looks confused for a minute. And he says, Silme. No, don't be silly, dear. I know your name's Natalinda.
Oh, what? I don't know what that is.
He
I'm-
says, now, Natalinda, that's not funny. You mustn't confuse me like that.
Oh, well, you know, I'm just trying to play the part. You got me.
Yes. Well, anyway, dear, I think it's time we were away. And he sort of tries to take your arm and walk away from Rocky.
Oh no, I appreciate it. I know that it's about that time, but I really am having fun. Just a couple more hours, and then I'll circle back around and find you. please.
Oh, well, all right, dear, I suppose. I'll stay here. It's rather chilly in winter, and well, I'm not dressed for the occasion.
Absolutely, that makes perfect sense.
He
I'll-
looks terribly confused.
I feel like he's got Alzheimer's. Can I do an insight check? Is he all there?
Sure, make an wisdom insight check.
Like, wait, there's like a thing for this.
Again, we are in fact playing D&D. You'd never know by watching, but I promise we are.
Well, I feel like on par with Somei. That's a 1.
Oh, am I within 30 feet?
You begin to doubt your name is Silme. You think
If-
perhaps you are, in fact, this Natalinda person.
If I'm within 30 feet, she can reroll that.
Oh, what season did you go to?
I think I'm going to autumn.
Oh, then sure, you can reroll.
That's not better. That was a 3, so that's a
Yeah.
3.
Okay, so you are
Wait, an
pretty
insight?
sure that your name
6.
is Silme, but you
But-
need to get away before you get confused.
Perfect. I'll be back. Okay. then run.
Okay, and Rocky still's gone.
yeah. I kind of move over and I pick her up on the at the arm, you know.
Uh-huh.
We just kind of hot foot our way over to winter.
Fantastic. All right. Well, Rowan, since we know that you're in autumn, why don't you make me a wisdom perception check, please?
Okay. I will roll surprisingly well. I'll get a 17 with
All
my
right.
roll of an 18.
Okay. So you see several figures that sort of catch your eye. One of them is an individual, a human man, very good looking, who sort of seems to have like a little gaggle of men and women sort of following him around, and you notice them because you hear a sort of like uproarious laughter that seems somehow off, and you turn to look, and this gaggle is laughing at something that this young man has said.
I love that you use gaggle.
That's a great word.
It is.
That's sort of the big group that catches your eye at the moment here in Autumn.
Okay, well, I will be using prestidigitation to kind of make myself smell like spring until I get over there, and then I'll just kind of make the area smell more like autumn. So, like leaves and like roasted pumpkin seeds and
cinnamon
and baked pies and cinnamon.
I love it.
Cinnamon.
And I'll just kind of insert myself into the conversation by just laughing really loudly from really low down, and like I just kind of moving. It's like I can literally just move through people.
Yes.
So I'm just, like suddenly just there. I'm like there and into it.
I love it.
And taking part in this conversation.
I love it. All right. So, yeah, everyone sort of watches as they as you come
Hi.
through.
Excuse me.
And
Sorry.
you make it up to the gentleman in the center of this gaggle, just for you, who you could sort of only see his head from afar. But as you're in there, you see that it is a handsome human man who's dressed as a satyr, and his outfit isn't bad. It's not the most authentic thing you've ever seen, but like it's not offensive. It's not too bad. He's got goat horns attached to his head that are sort of attached to like a little there's a name for these masks. Colombiana mask is attached to little horns that he's got. He's wearing fur pants. He's got spats on his shoes that make his feet look like goat hooves. And much to the delight of the gaggle of people who are around him, because they just keep staring at him. He's not wearing a shirt.
Is it like a nice upper body or like?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just curious. Not
yeah.
for
I know. Yeah. Just for mental image.
Visualizations.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, he looks down and says, "Oh, and who are you?"
Hi, my name's Rowan. And I'm just trying to get to know some people. And you seem incredibly interesting, just to judge from all these people that are gathering around you.
He looks around to his little gaggle and he says, "Oh, the little hen has good taste."
Well, first off, thank you for using the word hen. And second, I just really think your outfit's fantastic. And also, you look like, you're in excellent shape.
He chuckles and says, "I know." and then he sort of stares at you, hoping for more compliments.
Well, no, it's good. It's good that you have a healthy sense of self-confidence. So who are you? I introduced myself. I was just sort of waiting. Give me an opening.
One of the men that's standing around, like you watch as sort of one of the women like nudges one of the other guys, and he leans down to you and he says, "Do you not know who this is? It's Lord Alexi Van Warden."
Okay. Well, now I do.
Okay.
So thank you very much. I appreciate that. I'm sorry, Lord Alexi Von Warren, that I didn't immediately recognize you. It's just a testament to how good your costume is.
He for a minute, his eyes had narrowed a little bit when you asked who he was, and when you say that, he looks down at his costume and he goes, "It is a good costume, isn't it?"
It is. It very much is. So do I know anything about Lord Alexi Von Warren?
Oh, good question. Why don't you make me since we have it on these character sheets, since we created it for this, why don't you make me an intelligence water deep knowledge check?
All right.
Also, would I know who Natalinda is?
Absolutely not.
That's fair.
10.
That's fair.
I mean, you've heard of the Van Wardens. They're another sort of, they're on par with Sana in terms of like their place in the hierarchy of the aristocracy, but not much beyond that. You've heard the name. That's about all.
Okay. Well, it seemed like you were telling an incredibly funny story, just to judge from everything that was going around. And I'm sorry that I interrupted. I'll just try to catch up from context.
He looks a little befuddled for a minute, and then continues on telling this story. And as he tells the story, the gaggle of folks around him will just erupt, as if they have rehearsed it almost. They will erupt into laughter at various points. Sometimes what he says is funny. Sometimes what he says clearly was meant to be funny but sort of wasn't. And sometimes it's just in the middle of a sentence, but it's been a while since they laughed, and so they laugh. And he just loves it. He doesn't seem to find anything odd about any of that.
Well, I'm very quickly, I'm going to like try to go along with the group a little bit just until I kind of catch the flow of the conversation. And then I will very quickly start to try to take it over and like,
Yes.
like
Yes.
to actually have a conversation with him that he's
Fantastic.
probably completely unfamiliar with that sort of thing.
Absolutely he is.
So yeah.
I love that. Why don't you make a charisma persuasion, let's say? Check.
Okay. And I bet I get advantage on this
Whatever
get-
makes you think that?
because I'm so well dressed.
Yes, you do.
So anything that has
I
to
will-
do with charisma,
oh,
we
sorry.
get advantage on, right?
Yes, if you're interacting with a guest here, yes.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Yes, I believe so. So I will get a 21.
Oh, okay. So without him even really noticing that you've steered him into a dialogue rather than a monologue, you begin sort of, you start by like peppering little questions, and somehow you manage to get him to ask a question in return once, and then it just sort of all goes from there. So what do you want to talk to him about? Anything in particular?
Just to try to see if I can get any clues that if he knows about us or about our business,
Sure.
that might indicate that he tried to get us to come to this party. Like just try to, hey, have you heard Trollskin Manor? Isn't it weird how there's so many different buildings? Like and all that weird stuff that happened with gold falling from the sky? Like just to kind of prompt him.
Right. So yeah, and he takes the bait. You are quite adept at conversational leading like this. He doesn't seem to sort of recognize any of that. He very clearly has a very narrow worldview and consciousness about what's happening. But as you continue to talk, you begin to sort of, once it becomes clear that he is probably not the person, or if he is, you all are in big trouble, that you're looking for, you sort of steer the conversation towards, anyone else that maybe he doesn't know at the party, or if he's seen anybody who seems to be looking for somebody or anything like that. And again, he sort of really has mostly been paying attention to himself and his own group. But he does mention that he noticed earlier, before too many guests had arrived, the winter quarter was pretty empty, except that because it's cold over there and it's been pretty sparse all evening. But he did notice a woman sort of lurking in the winter quarter towards the beginning of the evening, and he went to take her a drink to see if she knew who he was and if she wanted to join the conversation. And he says conversation completely unironically. But by the time he got over there, there was no sign of her, and he hasn't seen her around since, although that may or may not mean anything, considering how much attention he pays.
Was she by a mirror?
How is she dressed? Like what season? Any particular kind of fae?
He didn't get too good of a look at her. It seemed like she was in a sort of long, maybe it was silver, maybe it was white, maybe it was gray robe. That's really all he sort of remembers. It was much earlier in the evening, and he's spoken to so many people since then.
Oh, certainly. And I won't keep you any longer. This has been a wonderful conversation. Goodbye, all of you. He has to like stumble over saying sycophants. but but kind of bites his tongue on it. Wonderful people, and then we'll kind of exit.
As you're leaving, Lord Alexi just looks super confused that someone is leaving his presence, and the entire gaggle is just staring at you, like some of them like with their mouths open, like in total shock. And as you walk away, there's like complete silence among the group, and then like a couple of the hangers-on look at each other, and they look really nervous, and then they just start laughing.
Yeah.
And Lord Alexi laughs with them, and then they carry on with their conversation.
Yeah. Apple pie smell.
All right, Annie and Theron, who wants to talk next? Have your little moment next.
You
Well,
can go.
Annie, if we want to be seen, I think the centerpiece should be the place we go.
Oh, yes, I have a plan,
Oh,
Aaron. So,
do
And what
tell.
would you like to do?
so what Annie would like to do is to go into the center and do a. It's gonna look like a dance. If you've ever seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, and there's an episode where Aang and Katara teach the kids in the Fire Nation how to dance, but it's actually just earthbending and fighting moves. She's going to do that around the center, and there's moves that Rocky taught her, and she's basically trying to like enrapture the crowd, so they're gonna want to come talk to her.
I
You had the exact same plan.
I
I was gonna do.
love
Well,
this
do you wanna do it with
so much. Okay, here's my question, Annie. How much of this is like could actually, if done well, be believably a dance, and how much of it is just very clearly you as a strength barbarian fighter, like throwing chops with your hand axe without holding your hand axe?
With my assistance,
Oh,
Sure.
well,
my dexterity,
Like
and
which
your-
which are we leaning towards here?
which are you leaning towards?
Yeah.
here? That's a good question. I'm still not anything into dexterity. I feel like it'd be more of maybe athletics, which is still more of a strength based.
Okay, so
thing.
you're not trying. I mean, you're putting the barest veneer of this is a dance on top of really just you like doing fighting moves. Yes.
Yeah.
Great. I want you to make me a strength performance check then. So if you're proficient in performance, you can add your proficiency, but otherwise it's just a strength check.
Yep. Okay.
And, can I assist by using my dex to weave around her punches?
Sure, you can make me a dexterity performance check.
Pull back my hair so my elongated ears, which are longer than normal elf ears, are
Okay.
very visible to show that I am the only Fae in the room.
Maybe not the only, just one of very few. Annie, what'd you get on your check?
23.
Holy damn, it actually looks like a dance by accident.
Yeah, it does.
Y'all are... I hope these rolls continue.
Right?
Yeah.
All right.
It's okay. I'm balancing it out with my ones and threes.
That's true, you are. Theron, how about you? How is your counterpoint dance?
16 plus 4, 20.
Okay, so also quite good.
I
Nice.
don't
Okay.
hit Theron.
So you all let's see. And you're trying to attract people to you, you say.
Right. We're trying to figure out who the ally is, and the best way to do that is to make people want to come talk to us.
Sure.
Is what I'm thinking.
Sure. Okay, do this for me. Both of you make wisdom perception checks, please. Let's start with you, Annie.
That is 19.
Okay, and Theron.
14.
Okay. So coming towards you, you both notice a woman who she is dressed in clearly what is like ceremonial armor. And as she gets closer, you look at her and you're like, she didn't dress up. Like she doesn't have a mask on her, like she's not in costume. She's just in like ceremonial armor. And as she gets closer, you can see that she's stuck 2 wooden clothespins on her ears to make them kind of pointed. But like, that's all she did. She clearly is not about this party, but she has definitely noticed you all, and she is heading towards you all to have a conversation, because you get the feeling, Annie, as in the way that she moves, like she definitely knows that these were more fighting moves than dance moves, but she's all about that.
Swiggity switty.
Okay. See where this goes. I just casually wait, like I'm just like, well, that was nice.
Right.
That was right?
I send a whisper to Annie going, those ears are really offensive.
Yeah.
Stephanie, if I could punch her and get away with it, I would.
So she gets up to
I might.
she gets up to you, and she, like, without any sort of niceties, just says, "Oh, thank God. 2 other proper fighters around here. I tell you, I've been wanting to leave all night."
Yeah, it just seemed like it needed to liven up a little bit. I mean, pretty dead.
She looks both of you up and down, and she says, so, did you serve?
No, just self-taught.
Oh, it's a shame. Could have used you.
Yeah, well,
Mhm.
not good with authority too much.
She says, oh, well, that's why you gotta be in charge. Pardon, General Karn Nils, at your service. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, Annieville Rothkama of this fighting spirit, saying this is Baron Lies.
I can't remember the last time we said their whole name together, and it makes me giggle every time. She says, so what brings you to this, event?
I mean,
Well, as the only person here who actually seems to understand the Feywild, I just thought I'd come to see the decor, and I must say it's a little bit to be wanting.
How pointed are you being about her, decor?
Saying this through gritted teeth and eyes obviously on the ears.
Okay, let's see if she picks up on that.
I'm just over here going, can I steal the clothespins off her ears?
Yeah, well, so she does definitely notice that your eyes keep flicking to her ears, and she has the presence of mind to look a little bit chagrined, and she sort of hastily like she's adjusting her hair, but she pulls them off.
Do you need a mask? Because I got like 20 in my bag.
She says, no, it's fine. Sana knows if she's gonna invite me, I'm probably not gonna dress up.
oh, you know Sona.
Yeah, we're acquaintances.
But just waiting on a friend who said they'd meet us here, but so far we haven't seen them anywhere.
Why don't the two of you make charisma persuasion checks for me right now? And you have advantage since your costumes are so fantastic, even though General Karn probably doesn't care, but that's all right.
18.
Thank you for that. So 19 on the dice, and I don't think I actually put anything into persuasion,
That's okay.
so total of 23.
It's from 19 to 20 to 13, huh? Great. So she says, "Oh, well, if you're looking for somebody, who is it that you're looking for?"
Oh, Addie stutters a little bit. Someone who just gets the Feywild,
She says,
And we're at a masquerade, so we can't really tell them by sight, really, can we?
Annie, make me a charisma deception check, please.
Wow.
It is a charisma check. You have advantage.
Uh-huh. Where's my... Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. 11.
Okay. So she looks at you and she goes, "You have no idea who you're looking for, do you?"
Well, I mean, try to get a mysterious note and you know who you're looking for.
She points over towards the entrance, and she says, "Well, there's somebody over there who also looks like they're looking for somebody and has no idea who they're looking for. Maybe you want to check with them?"
Glance that way.
You glance that way, and you notice immediately, Annie, that this woman who is over there by the door is watching the three of you quite intently.
Yeah, well, that's very helpful. That would be so much easier if we just noticed that earlier. But thank you for looking out, and also on behalf of my friend here, thank you for taking off the clothespin.
Sure. She turns to Theron. Sorry about that.
At least she apologized.
Yes.
That's
Okay, bye.
Okay.
I hope you find either fun or a fight, or I guess both.
All right.
And I wander off.
Okay. So what do we all? So that's we miss everyone? No, we've all had a moment to interact and mingle. Great.
Heading
so
to the door.
You guys are heading to the door. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm heading to Winter to see if I can find the person that was distracted.
Right.
And Rocky is pulling some to Winter.
Okay, so the three of you meet up in Winter.
Okay.
And why don't the three of you make me wisdom perception checks, please?
Oh God.
Sorry about it.
Oh shoot. Natural 20.
What do you create?
I created. I can't add nothing to it though.
Crit your pants.
That's all right. All right, so I got a 15 from, was that Rocky?
24 for Rocky.
24 for Rocky. Damn. Rowan?
I get a 1. I'm like trying to figure out what winter smells like. I'm like,
So Rocky and it's definitely cold over here. You all notice, and like it's pretty. There are not very many people in winter, and the servants in winter look pretty miserable. And sort of all of the like the temperature and the decor and everything just gets more intense the closer you get to the tree at the center of the ballroom. And so like anyone who is in winter is sort of way out towards the periphery. The servants look miserable. Annie, oh, hellfire. Syl and Rocky.
We'll get there.
Syl and Rocky, you all think that you see something in the snow real close to the tree, but you can't quite, I mean, you can go over and sort of look more closely, but you can't quite, as you're entering winter with Rowan sort of sniffing about, you can't quite tell what it is. And with that, actually, I'm gonna put you two on, you three on hold for just a minute. I know we just came back to you, but you'll see why in a moment. I'm gonna pop back over to Annie and Theron quickly as you all approach a tall, immediately recognizable as Fae of some ancestry woman standing by the door, and she just clocks you two and watches you as you approach her from your conversation with General Karn.
Yeah, no, I clock her back.
Mm-hmm. not actually, right? Clock like with your eyes, not.
No, yeah, with eyes, yeah.
Okay.
Clock her back. Wait, no, it's the eyes. Yeah, and I just like raise. Oh, she can't see my eyebrows because there's only
No,
the
she
eyes.
cannot.
Womp womp.
Maybe she sees my eyes go a little bit wide, and I just slowly approach, like, oh, nice evening. For party that's not really representative of the entire culture correctly.
She, the barest of smiles, graces her lips, and she nods and says, "An apt description."
I reach into the front of down the front of the dress and pull out. Was it just the leaf, or was it the envelope too that disintegrated?
No, your invitations seemed to be much more mundane. It was just the petal leaf snowflakes that disintegrated that had the poem on it.
The palm frond.
Palm frond, yes.
So I kind of just pull out the edge of the invitation and just kind of cock my head to the side and just to cast a look and see if she recognizes it.
And she looks and she pulls one out of her own and says, "Yes, well, I assumed that you had an invitation if you were at the party."
Did yours come with a riddle?
A riddle? It didn't. What kind of riddle exactly?
A board.
Well, we were supposed to meet someone here.
She looks to you, Theron, and then over to Annie, and she says, "Just the two of you."
Some friends, they're trying to also find the correct person that we need to meet.
How many friends exactly?
5 of us total.
Come with me. And she strides purposefully without looking back into the center of the ballroom, heading straight for Winter.
Yep, I follow.
So Rocky and Rowan and Syl, as you all notice that, and presumably head over to try and see what it is that you identified in the snow, you see Annie and Theron approaching with with this tall, very clearly fey woman. She's in. Oh, I didn't tell you what she was wearing. She is in actually sort of very similar to what Rocky and Syl are wearing in a lot of ways. She has a long robe that is absolutely pure white, but she's got these various bits of cloth either sewn onto it or draped over her shoulders that are shining silver and black and gray. And there are a few, we'll say, like, representations of snowflakes. It's not like she has like cheesy snowflakes sewed to her outfit, but like you can see like the design of some of like the silver thread is meant to suggest very tastefully a snowflake. Things like that.
I think that's her.
Who? Oh God, I love that dress.
Right?
Do I see what's in the snow though?
Yes. So as you approach, and Annie and Theron, she confirms with you all that these three others in winter are your friends, and you have sort of gone up to see, and you see that there is a circle of writing in the snow. You can't read any of it. It looks very strange. In fact, well, poor Rowan was distracted by the smell of winter.
But I would have like.
Oh,
Held him
hey,
over.
who's that?
So as you're doing that, this woman sort of gestures for all of you to stand near her, and you notice, the two of you who saw the circle notice that she's standing right in the middle of this circle.
It's just. I feel like it's like that thing where like you have the magnifying glass and you like walk into it and then you like.
Well, I'm gonna go over and check out the writing. So
Great.
That's
From inside or outside the circle?
outside at first, but
Okay.
it might eventually end up inside because I'm not going to be particularly cautious.
Sure. You can make me an intelligence arcana check while I find out what the other four are doing.
How big is the circle? We're not talking about something that's like this big. We're talking.
No,
like
no, no.
something
It's big enough that the
whole
five of you
street.
could stand, the six of you, including her, could stand pretty comfortably inside of it. And she is gesturing for you all to do just that.
I kind of look at Annie and then at Theron, just giving the like, who the hell's this gesture, you know?
This is the person, clearly. I mean, what more do you need?
Rowan, what'd you get?
24.
You don't know how it works, and you have no idea where it's linked to, but
Sure.
this is an incomplete teleportation circle in the snow.
Oh, neat. Okay, well, I will come back and whisper relay that fact to everybody.
Okay.
See, I told you.
She's just sort of standing patiently watching you all, well, semi-patiently watching you all, just sort of wondering when you're going to join her.
Does she look trustworthy, or does she look like she's gonna?
I'm gonna join her, and I'm gonna lean in to ask. So, what name do they call you by?
She says, "Oh, of course. I am Lady Liana Rodigan,
What again?
visiting Waterdeep from far away."
So I'll go ahead and walk towards the circle.
Okay.
If Annie actually said that out loud, then he'll be like, "It sure as hell wasn't clear."
Oh, totally said it out loud.
Absolutely.
It's just like, I'm not. Yeah, I go, and Annie goes and stands over there.
Okay.
I will temporarily dismiss Hasha and then bring her back onto my shoulder and then go stand in the circle.
Okay. Syl. Syl.
I just wanted to get a read on her if I could.
Yeah, you make a wisdom insight check.
13.
I mean, she's been with you all. There aren't a ton of witnesses. She hasn't done anything like overtly threatening at this point. She seems a bit aloof about it all, but it's not, dangerous.
We are
I'll
going
look
to
If
make
anything.
best exit from a party ever.
I'll look at Rocky and kind of like, should we?
Yeah. And I'll kind of start walking towards the ring, and I'll go, "By the way, I forgot to say this earlier, but you look real good."
You said that to Syl or to Liana?
Still.
Just checking.
I turn to one
We
shoulder and
all
I
look
start to
the
say
other.
that, and I realize it's Liana, and then I turn to the other shoulder.
You ruined a perfectly good moment.
You're welcome. It's
And
my
somebody just
job.
blushes.
You
Blushes.
ruined a lot for Eugenio, so it's
About square play. Yeah.
I ruined everything for you,
Woo!
Hayden. Let's
Getting
be
feisty.
real.
Getting feisty. I love it.
Shots fired.
All right, so are you all standing in the damn circle?
yes.
Yes.
Great. So she reaches into a pocket because her beautiful dress has pockets because she's a
Yeah.
modern woman. And she pulls out a sort of thin wooden stylus and she bends over and draws a bit in the snow to complete the circle of sigils. And you all experience a bright flash of light and then darkness. And then you find yourselves in a perfect circle of trees surrounding the quickly fading sigils of the teleportation circle that you were just transported by. You appear to be in a forest somewhere. The moonlight here is broken into jagged shadows on the ground as it filters through the branches. A light wind blows through the clearing, shaking the leaves and rustling what little grass there is. Though the area seems calm and peaceful, there is an undeniable tension and anticipation in the air, though Liana seems completely at ease. What are your all's passive perceptions? Because again, I'm not prepared and didn't open your sheets.
Mine is so high.
I think it's probably like 9 or maybe
It's-
10.
It's 10.
Okay.
13 for Ani.
Mine's 9.
There, I knew there was somebody
There
who
we
was
go.
sub 10. I love it.
17 for Rocky.
Nice. Okay.
Rowan,
13.
you go down, I go up.
Theron is
Yes.
what?
1, 2,
13.
1,
13.
2, 3.
What are you doing?
Oh, wait. No, it's because
No.
I'm. None of this works.
No, no, you gotta go down.
Okay,
Ro-
okay,
so
I
you go
gotcha. I gotcha.
1.
Oh, go down.
I don't know what's happening, but I love it.
We're trying to
Okay.
high five on the stream.
Oh, I see. I thought
'Cause
you
he's
all
right
were
above
just
me.
raising the roof.
The roof is on fire.
Okay, so Liana seems completely at ease for about half a second, and then she tenses, and she pulls out a dagger, and I need everybody to roll initiative. She's
Oh,
not
shit!
she's not brandishing the dagger at you all. I should make that clear.
Yeah.
Oh, twist.
Sorry. As I said it, I was like,
Trap.
oh, they think she's gonna kill him. Damn. Oh, damn.
Ooh, I rolled really bad. That dice is in dice jail.
All
21
right.
for Rocky.
Hang on one second. Let me roll for these. Whew, hello. That's not a low number.
We don't want to hear that from you.
I know, but also I'm not sorry. All right. So that is. Oh, okay. So 21 is Rocky.
Mhm.
Okay. Syl.
9.
Okay.
Okay.
A second. Okay, and Annie.
13. Or
Okay.
no, 14. Sorry. It's
14. Okay. Theron.
Is this an ability check?
It is an ability check. Yes.
Would guidance be usable here?
Did you?
Yeah,
No. Did you?
Okay.
I mean, in theory,
No.
yes, you can use guidance on initiative. However, I don't see any reason that you would have had guidance on in preparation for rolling initiative.
No, it's 11.
Okay. Who are you, Theron? Rowan.
20.
All right.
Jesus. It's T and me at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 fastest characters. No.
Yeah, right.
Second.
Oh, that's not a good number. Okay, cool. See,
Good.
it's not all bad against you guys. And now let's roll for Liana. Oh, she did all right. Okay, great. So, where is my... There you are. Sorry, y'all. Like I said, unprepared.
I mean, we did have like 12 hours.
I was gonna say I did find out that I was running this last night at about 7:30. It's all good. So okay, so we are in a surprise round that unfortunately only Rocky can act in.
Yay!
and Liana also happened to notice. So Rocky, you see a around you. So there's a whole circle of trees that are surrounding this clearing, but 5 of them you notice like an elbow, a knee, a hand, whatever. There are creatures that are stepping out of these trees and very clearly intent on violence against you all.
Okay. That's all I see. That's all I got.
That is what you see at the moment. Yes.
Okay,
So
cool.
it is your turn.
All right. Well, not one to dally.
Indeed.
I'm just gonna say, look alive, and I'm gonna move.
Huh?
Distance, which I can go very fast now.
Yes, you
So,
can.
I go
Where are you
45.
heading? Oh, jeez.
Towards one, the closest.
Okay, great. So you head towards one of them, and when you get there,
I'm going to start with a big old flying kick at them.
yeah. All right, great. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
If I know they're looking intent.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. The first one is a whiff. I assume it's a 11.
Yeah, that's not gonna do it.
All right, but I attack twice, and that's a crit fail. So
Oh,
not going to go.
Oh no.
So you go and you
wait,
just
wait.
you-
I'm within 30 feet. Oh, I can't use my reaction because I'm surprised. Sorry.
Yeah. You throw a punch at this thing as it steps out of the tree, but you misjudge and just punch the tree.
Yeah,
And it.
and I think I accidentally ripped the the pants real quick when I was doing that flying kick.
Oh
so,
no.
Yeah.
I love it.
Jesus.
All right. So that's unfortunate, but
I'll use a key point to try 2 more hits.
2 more. Do it. Yeah. After
But the
that, you're
first
like,
one-
oh no.
First one's a 4, so a 10 total. But the
God.
second one, the last damn attack, is a 24.
So you flying kick, you rip your pants. You punch like a hard bowl in the tree, and you're like, motherfucker. You punch again, and you actually totally miss the tree that time. And then you take a deep breath. You center yourself, you gather your key, and without opening your eyes, you punch, and you manage to actually hit the creature this time. Go ahead and roll damage.
You can
You're
do
tricky.
it.
And damage is 7 points of damage.
All right.
And I'm also going to try and knock them prone.
Okay.
Uh,
Strength check?
so-
Strength save, rather?
Dexterity for 14.
Dexterity save. They get a 14, so they stay
Okay.
on their feet.
And we'll go ahead and do a stunning strike.
Okay.
For
Constitution
con saving
save?
throw.
Yep.
Yep.
14.
14.
17.
Okay. Well, there's half my key points. Next.
Oh,
Alrighty.
no.
That's not half your key points. That was 2 key points.
I was 3 with the stunning strike, but it's all right.
Oh, it was 1 for your flurry of blows, which you don't have to spend another to do one of the effect. Your open hand, right?
Oh, you're right. The open hand technique. You're correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So just 2.
Why do I know these things? All right, great. So, you the rest of you see Rocky freak out, run over, and just start punching a tree, which seems really odd until from the tree step these humanoid-shaped creatures. Theron, I think you probably can immediately identify them as dryads, and they look none too pleased. And so the one that is next to Rocky is going to well, that's interesting. I think she's a little surprised that you noticed them and just hauled off and punched her in the face. So she is actually going to attack you with the quarterstaff that she has. And that's a 24 to hit.
That will hit.
27 points of damage.
No, it's only 23. No, it is 11 points of damage, though. She gets a good smack in on you.
Oh, that's
Lady.
fine. I've got stones endurance.
Yeah, you're fine. All right, so she really lays into you. She just clearly, she was ready to do all kinds of, and then you were there and you punched her in the face. She was surprised by that, so she just reacted instinctually and smacked you on the head with her quarterstaff. One of the other ones, though, that's a little ways around the circle, turns to all of you in the center, and she sort of plants her staff in the ground, and you see vines shoot out of it and roll towards you all. And I need all of you to make me, please, strength saving throws.
Strength
Oh,
saving.
God, no.
Oh, this
Yes.
is great.
As the vines grow up and try to grasp at all of you. And Liana needs to make one as well. She saves. She's fine. Okay, let's start with Syl.
0. I I rolled a 1 and I have a -1 to my saving throws.
Oh my goodness, that's
that's
amazing.
That's a 0. So the thing strangles me immediately.
Yeah, so you are definitely restrained by these vines. Fantastic. Rowan, how about you?
I get a 10 and Hasha gets a 15.
Okay, Hasha is fine. You, however, are also restrained by the vines. Annie, how about you?
13.
13. You are restrained by the 13. You're a barbarian. All right.
Yeah, I rolled low. I even used my inspiration that I had.
No.
And I still rolled low.
All right. So you're restrained, Theron.
Is this an ability?
Oh,
No, it
God.
is a saving throw.
I know.
Lord.
It's a 5.
Oh my God. So you were all entangled and restrained by these vines.
Fucked.
Liana,
Rocky.
Liana breaks
Emma.
out from them and sort of looks to you all, expecting you to have done the same, and sees that you haven't and sort of sighs.
Rocky's good, I think.
Yeah,
Well,
I got
Rocky's
20.
not in the area. Rocky didn't have to
okay,
make the
okay.
save at all.
Well, but he did, and that's what matters.
It's true, I guess.
In his heart.
Oh my God, amazing. So, yeah, Rocky breaks out of vines that aren't there. Wow, okay, well that changes things, doesn't it?
Can I just borrow his role since we're almost married anyways?
No.
That's how that works, right?
So I guess the other dryads then, seeing you all so quickly restrained by these things, are going to come in and try and beat the shit out of you all.
Oh yeah.
And that means they have advantage on us, right?
It sure
For
does.
sure.
It
Totally.
I was
sure
going
does.
to try and parlay, but no.
All right, so there are 5 of you in there, including Liana. So let's see who they... Oh, 6 of you, I guess, with Hasha. Is she visible?
No,
She's
no,
not
God, no.
visible. Oh, right. No, she's definitely not visible. Okay, cool. All right, so let's see who they attack, since there's no real preference at this point. They are going to attack 1, 2, Rowan, and 3, 4, Theron. So, Rowan, one of them comes at you with a quarterstaff, swings it, and gets a 17 to hit.
Yes.
All right, and she smacks you in the head for 12 bludgeoning damage.
We're gonna die.
And Theron, yours is a 16 to hit.
Yeah.
All right, that'll
Oh, wait, no, actually 17, because I always keep my armor up, so I've got a 17 to hit me.
Okay, so then you
Need to do better than that, Eugenio.
It flies. It smashes off of your mage armor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Just barely.
the dryad looks not well pleased. Liana is gonna go, and she looks to all of you and was like, and just like shakes her head. Clearly, she was expecting capable adventurers, and she's not so sure now.
I'm wearing heels.
I'm wearing heels. Amazing. So she is going to, let's see, what is she going to do? She is going to turn to them, and I think she's just going to she takes that wand that she used to, the stylus rather, that she used to scribe the teleportation circle, and she sort of points it at the dryads, and 4 darts of magical light fly out of her wand, and 2 of them sink into each of the 2 dryads that came to attack you all. And the first one takes 6 force damage from her magic missiles, and the second one takes 10. Nicely done, Liana. And she now she's free of the entangling vine, so she doesn't necessarily need to move, but she just sort of looks at you all and says, maybe get out of them. Do you know? It'd be easy to fight.
Oh, thanks, coach. Yes, of course. He's like as useful as a bowling coach. Next time, knock down all the pins.
She says, oh, I didn't think the summer court would be such a quick match for you. All right, so that ends the surprise round. So we go back to the top. So we are back at Rocky.
Okay. Well, yeah, this is shame.
I'm sorry.
Tide.
There's one more dryad that has to go. I forgot about her.
Sorry, I should have been faster, guys. My
I'll
bad.
take it.
One
it's fine.
more.
I think this one is going to. She raises her staff. She looks a little larger and a little. I don't know if dryads can look older. She looks older. Her staff is much more ornate. She raises her staff to the sky and chants a bit, and a bright white light, as if a moonbeam has shot down from the sky, flies down and centers itself right on top of where Liana is. And I believe that spell does damage on Liana's turn, so that will be the end of that. Okay, now Rocky, you can take your turn.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna continue to engage with this dryad right in front of me, throwing another flurry of blows at her. I guess I don't know the gender of dryads. All right.
These happen to be all female.
Okay, great.
Okay, good to know.
I realized I shouldn't have assumed. Okay, so that's a 20 on the first hit.
That'll do. Okay, now we're getting some momentum. That'll do.
Yeah, we're getting something. Got to stretch out first.
That's right. That's right.
For 5 on the first hit.
Okay.
Second one is a miss at 11, I assume.
Yeah, that miss.
I'll do another flurry of blows
Alrighty.
for a miss,
Okay.
and then a 14 to hit on the last one.
14 does not hit. You see,
You've been with Sil
they-
way too much.
you can see that she has this sort of tough bark-like skin, and you just don't get a solid enough hit on her.
Right.
And she sort of smiles at you. All right, Rowan. Oh, anything else, Rocky?
Well, it wasn't my flurry of blows that landed, so I can't do my open hand stuff, right?
I believe that
Is
is
how that
true.
works?
Yes.
Okay.
You could
yep.
still stun or try to stun, but not the open hand stuff.
I will try to stun.
Okay. Constitution save. That time it's a 4.
Okay, great.
So she is stunned. Very nice.
Yep, and then I'm going to actually run back towards the party, especially Sil, because I'm going to try and get them out next time.
Sure. Got it. Okay. Love it. All right, Rowan, you're up.
Okay, did Sil get hurt?
Sil
I might
did
have-
not get hurt, actually.
Okay.
She just got tied up.
Right.
Well, I will, as a bonus action, heal myself for 12.
Okay.
Like,
Great.
just do
That feels
now.
wise. Yep. Mhm.
And I will then cast Bane. And I think that there are 4 dryads.
There are 5 dryads.
5 dryads.
4 smaller ones and 1 sort of elder-looking one.
Okay, well, I'll get 3 of the smaller, 3 of the smaller ones and the elder one with a Bane.
Okay. So there are 2 next to you. There's the one that cast the entangle and the one that Rocky was attacking and stunned. Which one do you not want to get?
The one that cast Entangle
Okay.
and is stunned.
Is not. Okay. Great.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Those are
and
charisma
then-
saves, right?
Yes, Charisma save, DC 14.
Great.
Roll like me. Roll like me. Roll like me.
So 2 of them, we'll say the 2 that are near you all, both failed, but the one that Rocky was attacking and the elder saved.
Okay, so then Auntie Hasha is going to pull a patch off of the robe of useful items.
Oh dear gods.
Drop it in the middle of the 2, or next, just behind the 2 dryads that are directly in front of me.
Okay.
And a 10-foot by 10-foot pit will open up underneath them.
Yes.
I love that rope.
Okay. I am gonna give them. Bane is for saving throws as well, right?
Yes,
Okay,
it sure is.
Great. I'm gonna give them dexterity saves, I guess.
I'm so proud.
I love everything about this. Cool. Well, those are both sub 10, so I think they fall into the pit.
Yay!
Would you like to roll their falling damage?
I would.
Great. It's decent.
It'll be one point of falling damage.
Okay.
Okay. That seems on brand for all of
No,
us.
yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
a Rowan
I'm
move
happy
right
that I
there.
didn't hurt them like a lot.
That's amazing. Oh my god, I love it so much. Okay, it's anything else, Rowan and Hasha?
Nope, that's what
Fantastic.
we
It's the Dryad's turn. Oh, they're so confused.
got. That's
All
what
right,
I
well, the
aim
stunned
for.
one can't do anything, right? Because it's like incapacitated and all of that good stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So that one can't do anything. The one that is concentrating on the on the entangle is like, and I guess is gonna. I don't even know. I guess is gonna. Oh, I know what they'll do.
Oh no.
Okay. So seeing that, she's going to look right at you, Rowan, and I need you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Can she see me? Do I have cover or anything?
Oh. You are, well, not anymore, because you dropped those dryads into the pit. They were the ones that were covering you.
Totally fair. I will fail horribly.
Okay.
I'm awful at these sorts of saves.
So-
I get you 3.
And this makes a lot of sense, I think. You just instantly feel so bad
Oh,
that
yeah.
you just
Oh, no, sure.
damaged your friend's friends.
Yeah.
You are charmed by this dryad. Consider her your trusted friend who should be heeded and protected. You are not under her control, although you take her requests or actions in the most favorable way that you can.
Oh yeah, it's really a very small step from where I was just previously.
Great. Do any of you speak Sylvan?
Mm.
No.
Sadly, no.
Okay, great.
I moved.
Neither. Oh, Liana absolutely does, but I don't think she's going to say anything about this. The Dryad says something, but it's not all that relevant, so she's just going to continue fighting things. Okay, that was the 4 of those. No, that was. Oh yeah, and the 2 down in the pit, I guess, are going to try and climb out. Bane is also for ability checks or just for attack rolls?
I think it's just attack rolls.
Okay.
By the way.
All right, so they're both going to make a strength athletics check because those are going to go well.
I thought it was.
Isn't it like the opposite of bless and it goes to everything?
Yeah.
No. It's attack rolls and saving throws.
All right, so once again, both sub 10, so they are just scrabbling and trying so hard to get out of the hole, but they can't. Annie, it is your turn. You are restrained by the vines. You just saw 2 of them disappear.
Yeah, but I go into a rage.
I'm shocked to hear it.
I know. And then, I guess, try to break out of these vines.
Sure, make me a strength check.
And now I have advantage because I'm raging.
That is true.
Let's be better. It's better. So, 19.
Yeah, all right. So you're able to break out of the vines. It does take your action, but you are free of the entangling vines.
So I am a 5th level barbarian and have an extra attack.
Yes, but that took your action.
Okay.
So that's if you take the attack action, you get to do
Okay.
it to capital versus lowercase a attack is
Gotcha.
the yeah.
Okay, I just want to, since I did that, and I guess I just want to move a little closer to the whatever dryad's closest to me, and I want to say, the City Watch isn't here to save you.
Oh boy.
Have my axes ready to go.
So you can tell me which one, the one that was stunned by Rocky, the one that's that cast entangle, or the elder one.
Let's go for the elder one.
Okay, great. So you're over there. It is Liana's turn. So Liana has this great big bright moonbeam on her and needs to make a Constitution saving throw, I believe it is. I should know this spell. Yes, Constitution save. She is fine, so she's only going to take half damage from this moonbeam. She does cry out, ooh, and takes 3, radiant damage, I believe. And since she was not entangled by the vines, she is going to move out of the offending moonbeam. And she is going to, let's see. What is she going to do this time? I think she is going to once again use a 2nd level magic missile. And she's just going to take, she's gonna come for it. So she points her finger at the hole that Rowan created, and she you see a tiny little pea. Oops. You see a tiny little pea of light come flying out of her extended finger and fire down into the hole, and you just see this gigantic explosion come out of the hole, the pit that Rowan created, as she casts a fireball down there.
Thug life.
And I honestly don't see how they could possibly avoid that, so they fail their saves.
Oh no, what have I done? Not again.
I think that's fine. Annie and the King go all over again.
I will say that she looked pretty uncomfortable casting fireball, and she had a look on her face like it was a very distasteful spell to cast, but then she sort of looks over into the pit and sees that she's destroyed the dryads, and that makes her feel a little better about it. Let's see, 10, 20, they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
10, 20, disintegrate.
All right, so they're done. Fantastic. Theron, it is your turn.
Okay, I am going to reach up, pull the wings off of my dress that are hiding my bow.
Okay.
pull it out, aim my bow at the one who cast the moonbeam.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Misty Step myself 30 feet away. Say, should have gone for the captive audience. And I'm going to unleash from my bow a firebolt.
Okay, fantastic. Go ahead and make that attack roll.
All right.
Do not remember.
And I get to add my charisma modifier because of my class ability.
Great.
So that's plus it's going to be 16 damage.
That is. Well, what did you get to hit, my dear?
It's a hit attack roll. Okay. 16. It's a 16 again.
Okay, 16
On the
is just
attack roll.
enough, and it was 16 damage, you said?
Mm-hmm.
All right. She's not real pleased about that. Also, she has to make a concentration check for her Constitution save to keep concentration on her spell, which she fails miserably. So the moonbeam winks out, and she sort of cries out. She wasn't really paying attention until she got smacked by a firebolt. Ooh, she's pissed. Anything else, Theron?
I believe I've done everything I can.
All right. So next up, it is Silmay's turn.
I mean, I'm a little stuck. Can I do anything? Can I cast, or can I not
yeah,
do-
so you have the restrained condition, which just means that your speed is 0. Attack rolls against you have advantage. You have disadvantage on attack rolls, and I believe you have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws, if I'm not mistaken.
I have disadvantage on attacks,
Yes.
so it'd probably behoove me to get out. But it's going to be pretty much impossible because I have 0 strength, and it's a strength saving throw, I assume.
It is, in fact. And remember, these rounds of combat are but 6 seconds long, so what is Miss Silmay doing?
I'm going to try and break out of the
Fantastic.
bind.
Make me a strength saving throw.
18.
Ooh, that is enough. You managed to break free of your bindings.
I had to roll a natural 19 to get that, though.
Hey, the point
You
is
did
you
it.
did it. All right, so that takes your action, but you are now free of the vines.
Do I have movement?
You do have movement if you would like.
I would like to get away from it.
Okay, that feels
Where-
reasonable.
Where people.
You can head towards one of the dryad that cast the spell, the dryad that is stunned by Rocky, or the elder dryad that Annie is standing next to.
Is there anything I could hide behind?
I mean, you could go deeper into the forest and hide behind trees, but that will take you pretty far from the battle.
Cool. Well, I won't do that.
Okay.
So I can't hide behind Rocky, can I?
No.
He's really big, though.
He's not that big.
Okay, I will just go where I could reach combat on the next turn, but not where somebody is in melee
He's
range.
right next
with
to
me.
you. Okay, got it.
Right.
Fantastic.
I've got your scimitar, remember?
Oh, right.
I've got one.
Yeah.
And you've got the other, so
Mhm.
I'm just down to one.
That's funny. Interesting. Okay. So, she's not super pleased about what's happening, the Elder Dryad. So she's going to look at you, Annie, and she is going to smile, and you also need to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Yep, wisdom save. Here I come.
Does that say? Oh, yes, okay. How do we do?
Natural 19.
All right. So you see her smile, and you can feel that she's trying to insinuate her way into your mind, but you fight it off. You are now immune to her charms for the next 24 hours, and yeah, that's what she does with her turn. She's that's unfortunate for her, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so we're back at the top of the round. Currently, there are 2 charred corpses of dryads in a 10-foot deep pit right next to you all. Still in the center of this little clearing, or nearby it anyway, are Liana and Rowan and Pasha, but we can't see Hasha at the moment. Rowan is making goo-goo eyes at one of the dryads. There are 2 dryads off to the side. One of them is just about to come out of their stunned situation. The other one is concentrating as hard as she can on the entanglement spell, although I think Rowan's the only one who's still entangled. And then there's the Elder Dryad, who is off to one side with Annie standing right next to her. Rocky, you're up.
Okay. Seeing that, is there anyone still in the entangled?
Rowan is the only one, yeah.
Okay, he's gonna leave him, and he's gonna run back
Sure.
to towards the one he was beating on earlier, Actually, yeah, we'll do that. We'll go ahead and do that, and I'll do another flurry of blows with
Okay.
them stunned still.
When does I was gonna say the stun is still present, right, until the end of your turn.
Yep, end of my next turn.
Okay, so you got advantage on these.
Yep. So let's do it.
Yes. I love stun.
We've got a 19 versus armor class for the first one.
That'll do.
Okay. And the second one is a 15 versus armor class.
That will not. Can't quite break
Okay.
through their bark skin.
Sure. And the third one is a miss with the same 15, and the last one is a crit.
Okay.
Ooh,
You
yeah.
go to town on this poor stunned dryad.
All right. So for the first one's damage, it'll be 8 points of
Okay.
damage. And for the second one, it'll be 7 plus 3 for 10 points of damage. I rolled
Alright,
a 1
so-
on the
Oh
freaking
gosh.
crit.
It's
That's
fine.
okay.
As the stun wears off, she just collapses to the ground and cracks all over her barky skin armor, and she's out. She's down for the count. She's done.
Okay. This might be too much. What I would like to do is throw the scimitar towards Syl and say to get the one, the one that's still up, the one with the spell. Is that too much for one
I
turn?
think she's gonna have to come get it because you use your action and your bonus action for attacks.
Sure.
So
Sure.
I mean, she can come by and grab it as she goes by you as a bonus action. I'll say. But yeah.
Yeah, totally fair.
All right, Rowan, it is your turn.
Okay. So Rowan would like to give inspiration to the Dryad that is charmed him
Yes.
by saying that was an excellent ambush. You totally got the drop on us. And were you hiding inside of trees? How do you even do that? Really, just bravo.
I love that so much.
So
So mad. So proud at the same time.
I know.
Auntie Hasha will fly up. She can fly 40 feet. So she will move until she is above the Dryad,
Okay.
and then
Oh,
she will
no.
pull a
Oh,
Patrick
no. Oh,
from the
no.
road and drop a horse with saddlebags on her.
Oh,
I'm sorry. When did we get aerial bombardment as part of our repertoire?
Oh man.
and probably just cannot help giggling a little while she does it.
Yes, and I think the giggle is what allows the Dryad to have a dexterity saving throw. Because at the last second,
Rowan will be ceasing concentration on Bane though, because the Dryads are my friends.
Sure. Oh man.
Because
Oh,
she's not
man.
under charm. Rowan is.
Well,
Yes,
she
right.
got it. Wait, what is her? Ugh, no. Oh no, she didn't. She got a 10. I just don't think she got out of the way in time. Oh, okay.
It's not really something you see coming.
It sure isn't. What kind of horse is it?
It just says a horse with saddlebags. I
All right,
believe.
so let's
it's
say
a Clydesdale.
let's say a draft horse, which is not a small
okay.
horse.
a riding horse with saddlebags.
Okay, a riding horse. Okay,
Clydesdale.
Riding horse. No, it's not a Clyde. Okay, so we're gonna take the average of what Google tells me how much a horse weighs, which is gonna be 1,500 pounds.
It's not good. Gravity is really rough on things that are bigger. than
Saddlebags.
Yeah.
that horse is going to be like
A
ace.
missile.
All right, so she hasn't actually taken any damage. Why don't you roll good lord? I don't know.
I don't. It doesn't matter.
5d10.
Sure. Hey.
That equals
D&D,
1,500
where the
pounds.
rule of cool is law.
That would
You
work.
all
but
keep
that
me on my
sounds awful.
toes. What can I say?
20 points of damage.
Okay, she's not dead, but I will say that she's stuck prone underneath the horse. She does have to make a concentration check for the entangle, which she actually makes somehow.
Oh,
Uh,
Oh,
This
God,
is
that's
this is
so-
actually for inspiring the Dryad. You should take inspiration, Rowan.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
And then with my action, I would like to try to break free of the entangle.
Okay, yes, absolutely, because somehow the entangle is still up.
I will not.
Okay, great. I love it. Oh my God, I love everything about it. I think that Dryad is going to have to use her action to get out from under the horse.
Is it a strike saving throw on a horse?
I mean, sure, she'll make an
It's-
athletics check, we'll say.
It's a dead horse, too.
She
at
rolled a
this
natural
point.
20,
Like,
so she manages to get out.
super dead horse.
Yeah, yes, it is.
Oh,
You hope that it died before it had the
Oh,
chance to realize what was
It
happening.
was really only alive for a split second, like in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes,
It was a whale
exactly.
here.
Exactly.
God, let's pray Peta's not watching
Oh,
this.
man.
God, that's a nightmare.
Oh, man.
My face hurts.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Okay. So, she gets out from under it, but that takes her turn, and she sort of looks toward the elder and realizes it's just the two of them left, and she doesn't know what to do, but, like, there's a non-zero chance that she's ready to just, like, step into that tree and get the fuck out of here. Annie, you are up.
Oh God.
You are standing next
Yeah.
to the elder.
It's time for some pain.
Yeah.
So take my hand axes. And switch over here to my thing here. There we go. And we're going to attack.
Oh, my face
Let's
hurts.
see.
Whew.
These are ridiculous. I'd forgotten.
19 for 1 to hit.
That'll do.
And then what was it 16 for the other one to hit.
That is just enough.
And then we have 10 points of damage for 1.
Okay.
And then
She already dropped the moonbeam, so Annie just goes to town. Her axe is seemingly well suited to chop down a dryad.
and 10 points for the other one.
All right. She is definitely hardier than her sisters, but she doesn't look super great at the moment. Shocking, I know.
Covered in horse.
Liana. Oh, sorry, Annie. Are you done?
Well, I was gonna say, can I do the extra attack just with one hand axe, or still with?
That was your. Oh, I see. Your bonus action attack.
Bonus.
You mean?
Yes.
Yes. So you can do one more with your bonus action. Yes.
With just one of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Wasn't sure how that worked.
Yeah.
He's gonna miss because it's only it's 11 to hit.
Okay. All right. So that'll miss. But like by chance, like she's so put off her feet by the first two attacks.
Yeah.
Amazing. I love it. Liana, now looking around and seeing what's happening, she sort of nods and she's like, "Okay, maybe I underestimated you."
We were surprised. We're aggressive.
Right.
This is hard.
She says, "Maybe now I understand why the Winter Lady decided to assist you all." So she, oh god, I don't even know what spell she has. She's going to, what's she going to do?
When they come.
She'll magic missile again, I think, because now there's only really two of them. So she'll send a couple of bolts at that. She's gonna send a bolt at that poor horse-smashed dryad just to finish her off, and she does. So you are no longer charmed at this point,
Yay.
Rowan, though I feel like he probably still feels kind of bad.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
And then 3 bolts will head over to the Elder Dryad. Well, those are shitty rolls. 1, 2, 3 is 6 plus 3 is 9 more damage on her. Funny. Okay. So she says, "Well, hurry up and finish her so that we can continue on with our goals." Theron, you're up.
I'm gonna pull back the bow and say, you can continue fighting and die, or you can run away, but if you attack us, we're gonna burn the whole forest down. I'm gonna hold my action that if she tries to attack any of us, I will unleash another firebolt.
Okay. Great.
But I'm gonna give her a chance to flee if she wants to.
Sure. Syl, you are up.
I mean, somebody told me to finish her off, so I just got out of the vines. I'm like itching.
Hey, look, you decide.
Hey, you don't have to do what Theron
Live your
suggests.
life.
Nope. Yeah, I'm going for it.
All right, do it.
Do I run by Rocky?
Well, you tell me.
I don't know where anybody is.
I mean, yes, you can run by. You can run by if you would like. Yes.
Yeah, I'll pick up the other one.
Okay, so take your bonus action to grab the other one. So this turn you'll only be able to do the one attack, but you'll have both of them now.
Cool. All right. I'm debating whether I even want to try and roll this, but it's fine. All right, going in for attack. I believe that hits. A 17 to hit.
A 17 does hit.
Sweet. Not sneak attack because she saw me coming, and there's no place to hide.
There is no place to hide, but you have an ally within 5 feet of her, so you do get your sneak attack because Annie's right there.
Ooh, so that is 4d6s.
It sure is.
Oh, That is 12, 17, 18, 21 points of
Holy
No,
damn.
22 points of
You
damage.
chop her in half with your scimitar, and she goes down.
It was worth a try.
And he just kind of goes, I had it.
You did. You were so close.
You
Oh,
loosened her up for me.
It's been a while since Syl stole a kill from you, Annie.
Yeah.
Rowan is running over with a healer's kit, and then he gets like,
Are you
Oh,
kidding me?
"Oh no!"
It's like
oh,
Darth
no.
Maul, like cut down.
Oh
the middle.
yeah, no, that's fine.
All I'm saying, if someone suddenly teleported into my bedroom, I would be angry and attack too.
That is a very fair point.
Is this the bedroom?
I mean, we're surrounded by trees, and they came out of the trees, so I'm assuming that they live here.
And to be fair, if somebody attacked me, I would probably kill them. So, I don't see how this
Good to you.
That's weird. I feel like I would be the one to say that, not you two.
Huh?
Well, if I was summer, I might be a little more on your mindset, but this is the side effect of spring. I really don't enjoy the killing.
Shame.
You are a delightfully chaotic bunch, I must say, Liana says.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I wouldn't say
Hi.
that. That doesn't seem very
Not
good.
to beat a dead horse, but
Ah.
Yeah, that horse. That was so weird. What happened?
Yeah. That was weird. It just appeared out of nowhere.
I assume it was magic.
I assume it was
well, it is the
magic.
Feywild.
Good thing the
That's
horse is on our side.
Weird, wild magic.
Yeah.
Wild.
Should we
Rocky
keep the
said-
saddle? Is it a nice saddle?
Oh my god. I mean, probably.
It probably was. It's I've prestidigitation. We can fix that right away.
And we're walking, and we're walking.
I
Wait,
definitely want to loot the bodies.
Of the horse.
Can I loot the one I killed? That was the elder, right?
Yeah, I mean, you could loot them, but they're just dryads. They ain't got nothing on them. They got
They ain't
sticks.
got nothing on them.
They
don't
got
have like.
sticks.
All right.
Get about 12 quarterstaffs.
Yeah.
Oh,
It'll take Annie some work with her hand axes, though.
I'm so proud. That was a good one.
Got a couple every now and then.
Oh man.
Starting out strong.
Yeah.
But as
Is
things,
it a warm reception?
as things sort of settle, I think Rocky's going to turn around half pissed. Like, first off, where the hell are we? And secondly, we're here for a reason, right? Let's get to it. We don't have time for all this shit.
Oh, I like this one rather. Yes, we are here for a reason. If you'll follow me.
yeah. Well, hang
The riddle
on.
did say there'd be
Why?
combat.
You mentioned something in the middle of battle I couldn't help but overhear, because I have amazing hearing.
Ear hearing, as opposed to what?
We all do, man.
I have a really
We all
good
have
knee of
hearing.
hearing. My knee can hear for miles.
Oh man.
For like
the
punch drunk.
the Winter Lady's taking interest in why? I mean, like, I want this to happen, but why her?
One does not question the Winter Queen, darling. One does what she asks.
Did we just slip into a Hans Christian Andersen book?
Yeah, I was gonna
That-
say. Let it go.
Oh,
Rise
don't
like
sing
a
that
window.
song in Queen Mab's presence. She's so tired of it.
Did you say Queen Mab?
Did I?
Did you wait? There's no answers, but I have to get answers. Okay, yep. Just gonna go with this for now.
That name means something to you, Sil?
It means something to Alex, whose
Yeah,
Merlin
okay.
brain just exploded.
Okay.
Yeah.
But does that name mean anything to Sil?
You all can make, gosh, I don't know, intelligence history checks, let's say.
Oh, hey,
Because that's our strong point.
natural 20.
Theron, I'll give you advantage because of your Fey ancestry and your connection to the Feywild. But Rowan got a natural 20. What?
I
Of
got
all
a dirty 20.
All right.
the things, Rocky gets a natural 20. I'm telling you, Fraser.
Well,
Fraser
hey,
this time.
Yeah,
we,
right.
we probably heard about her from like one of the toss cobble porridge pots telling stories.
Absolutely. So Queen Mab is the queen of the winter courts of Fairy, also known as the queen of air and darkness. And she, much like her sister Queen Titania, who is the queen of the summer courts, is a creature of almost pure chaos. Neither evil nor good. She just is capricious and difficult to understand. And what Liana said is almost certainly true, that Liana probably has no real idea what Mab's ultimate goals are by helping you all. It could be anything from a bit of fun to hoping to enslave you all as her playthings to, cashing in a debt with someone. Like, it could be literally anything.
Is this like Queen Mab from like Merlin though?
Yeah.
I mean, they all have similar like origins in terms of their lore. So yes.
Kind of.
But for
I'm thinking
copyright
of, like-
purposes, no.
Because I'm thinking of like the like made for TV movie with Sean
Oh,
Neal. There's
no.
Queen Mab, and she's like super cool.
I mean, she's definitely super cool, but that's a little different.
Tuesday, I think. That's right. Continue. Sorry.
Yeah, well, okay, let's go see ya. We got things
Sounds
to do.
lovely.
Liana laughs.
Definitely
and says,
shouldn't linger around here.
Oh, no. You won't be seeing Queen Mab, please. I can barely get an audience with her.
What are we doing? I'm confused. Where are we going?
It's because you ask far too many questions, dearie. Come with me.
Mm-hmm.
She walks off into the woods.
Oh, great. Okay, yeah. Fine.
I just
Darren,
look at-
is this how things are normally? Do you know?
Well, you see how I am when I change my moods. Now imagine that for an entire realm of existence. So, yeah.
Oh wow. Oh
All right.
wow.
I start walking. I start following her. Start walking off.
You might want to put the axes away. The trees may not like that.
Ah,
Fine. But just if they think anything funny, just look back there.
I think that tree's giving you the middle finger.
look at Ron.
Fantastic. So she leads you all on a merry little path down this into the woods. Probably for about 15 minutes or so, you sort of meander, and she sort of just seems to be taking turns at random, and she walks up to trees and sort of lays a hand on them, and then starts off in a totally different direction. And after about 15 minutes or so, she comes to a tree, and she pulls out her wand again, and she murmurs something and taps it to a particular knot in the tree, and the knot sort of vanishes as if she'd dispelled an illusion of sorts, and you see that there's a sort of a hole in the tree, and she reaches in and she pulls out several items. She pulls out a map that is inscribed upon a piece of parchment very similar to the one that poem was written on, although this one is starting in the brown phase, the like brown autumn leaf phase, and she assures you that it isn't going to disintegrate like the original did.
Because I probably would go, ah!
Yeah. She also pulls out 4 little wooden coins, probably about the size of like a gold dragon, the coin, not the creature. And I think that's all that she pulls out. Yes, that is all that she pulls out. And she explains a few things to you all. She tells you that this map is a map that is attuned to a particular portal or door that leads to Fairy, to the Feywild. And she explains that this particular portal is rather capricious and doesn't like to stay in one place for more than maybe a few days at a time. But this map is attuned to that portal, and so when the portal moves, the map will change. So you'll always be able to find your way to this particular portal. Now, she says there are a few unique things about this portal. It isn't quite so simple as simply stepping through a doorway and ending up in Fairy, you see. This portal comes with a bit more responsibility. You see, if you do manage to find and pass through the portal, you are to be given a boon of some sort in Fairy. There are certain restrictions on this, but those will be explained should you manage to find your way into the Feywild. around. However, with this boon come some tests. You will have to pass 4 different trials in order to access the portal. These, and she holds up the 4 little wooden coins or tokens. She says these should help you on your way. These are tokens of what are they? They're tokens of the seasons. And you see on each of them is inscribed a different little carving. One of them is inscribed with a flower, one of them with a sun, one of them with a leaf, and one with a snowflake. And she says, I've got a full set here for you. One for each of the 4 seasons. These will, as long as they are on your person and you've spent a bit of time connecting to them, they will provide a bit of protection from the various elements. Sorry?
Thank you.
Yes,
That's
yes, of
very,
course.
Very kind.
She says, now, while you're on these trials, you can use these tokens in 2 separate ways. One is their traditional purpose, which is that you can expend the power of the token to extend the protection of that element to your friends, as long as they're nearby, for 1 minute.
Okay.
However, these have an additional purpose. Should you find yourself unable to successfully complete a trial, you can use the trial's what is the word I'm looking for? Associated season token to bypass the trial, as it were. I wouldn't recommend it, as you may find yourselves in need of the token afterwards. And should you use the token in either of those 2 ways, whether to extend its protection or to bypass a trial, the token will be destroyed.
So don't use them.
Well, you certainly are able to use them however you need. Just think it through before you do.
Only if you really need to.
For your information, I'm going to make sure I get this right. The spring token, whoever is attuned to it and carrying it, has resistance to lightning damage, and you can extend it to allies within 30 feet by using an action for 1 minute. The summer token gives you resistance to fire damage.
Excuse me.
The autumn token gives you resistance to necrotic damage. And the winter token gives you resistance to cold damage.
Okay, so spring was lightning.
Yep, summer is fire, autumn is necrotic, and winter is cold.
Cool.
She says, I do have one final gift for you from the Queen of Air and Darkness. And she sort of gestures for you all to gather, and she pulls out this beautiful amulet that she had tucked under her robes that you hadn't seen before. And it looks like it's probably worked from adamantine. It is absolutely stunning. And she holds it up a little bit, and it begins to glow. And she speaks each of your names and sort of blows gently in your direction, and little wisps of light fly from the amulet at each of you. And she says, a gift from Queen Mab. And each of you has been given a charm of heroism.
Ooh.
Which you can use You can use an action to activate it. You are granted 10 temporary hit points and the benefits of a bless spell, no concentration required, for 1 hour.
And how many uses do we have of it?
1.
Shit, okay. And are we expected to go through all of these challenges without our armor and in dresses?
She smiles and
I
she's...
hope so.
I'm sorry, I was just like, that was Alex, but I could ask that outside too. I was like, don't know if I'm battle ready in this almost see-through dress.
And he just goes, I don't know what's your problem. There's my armor right there.
Yes.
Underneath her dress.
She smiles and says, oh, my mistake. And she takes out her stylus again and dispels another illusion. And there was this little, pile of snow, because it is winter, which I just remembered. There was a little pile of snow next to the tree, but in fact, it was not a pile of snow. It was a pile of all of your armor and equipment and weapons and things. I don't want to think too much about how they got there, but anyway.
That's a little disturbing. But...
I'm going to try not
Or what
think
would have
about
happened
that
if the Dryads had killed her, but...
Yeah. Oh, shit.
You know, between Queen Mab and Alistair, I'm starting to get the idea that the really powerful kind of evil people are super generous. Like, is this
Yeah, right? Well, no, Mab is
Really
not
nice.
evil per se.
Chaotic.
She's chaotic,
Sure. Yeah, okay.
which I can appreciate.
Yeah.
No, sure.
I'm sure.
Okay, sure, whatever.
Uh-huh. All right. So I think that is sort of where we're going to
Okay.
call it for tonight. That's part one of what I have planned for you all. Thanks very much, everybody, for coming and hanging out and watching, whether live or on the YouTube channel. We appreciate it. We are going to be back next week, same time, same place, and we're going to finish out this little adventure. For all of your information, for those of you who are watching, this adventure is tentatively titled Seasons of Fairy, and it is something that I am currently playtesting to publish on the DMs Guild, hopefully by the middle of next month. So you all are getting to see a first pass at it in this form. So let me know what you think. Let's go around and introduce ourselves, and then we'll do a little bit more of an outro, and we'll be done for the evening. Let's go the opposite direction. So, Max, we'll start with you this time.
I'm Max. I can be found at allmaxd20 on Twitter. I've been with Variant Roles since the start, and I like playing D&D. And you forgot to mention, we are supposed to say our favorite part of the game.
Oh my gosh, of course. Yes, sorry. What was your favorite part from this evening? You're absolutely right.
Oh God, I really just enjoyed the reunion in general, the drama in the at the beginning when we were all meeting up again.
Yes,
Rocky
definitely.
But I also enjoyed Syl and Rocky at the party with your jester.
Aw. All right, Jonathan.
Hey, I'm Jonathan Cox. You can find me at Red Hand Roleplay on Twitter, which is an actual play podcast that Allison and I are in. Allison's been actually editing a lot of our episodes and putting them up, so she's been doing a lot of the work recently since I had an accident. But anyway, check us out. New episodes every Monday. Yeah, and my favorite part of tonight was, I think, all of the costumes, all of the dress. I wasn't expecting to like that part as much as I did. It was great.
I should have known it was going to become a thing with you all. I love it. Allison.
Yes, I'm Allison, just like Jonathan said, with Red Hand Roleplay. You can also find me on Twitter at Letica05. Favorite part for this evening for me was the fact that I could pull something from Avatar: Last Airbender.
Yes.
And then it did turn it was a dance.
Yes. You know what? I should have given you an inspiration for that. Go ahead and take inspiration for next week. That was pretty great.
All right. I need it.
Steven.
My name is Stephen Rowe. You can find me on Twitter at RiteRowe, RiteRowe. I am a writer, developer, editor for all sorts of stuff. I'm also going to be on Red Hand Role's channel with Alex coming up at some point in the future.
That's so exciting. I should also mention that Steven did an editing and development pass on this adventure for me, and his input was incredibly valuable. And a lot of the changes, they're not changes for you all, they're changes for him. There's a bunch of cool stuff that he helped me with, and in particular in the next part, you all will see a lot of his inspiration.
Awesome so far, and I'm very, very much enjoying myself.
Good.
And I know that we have really cool stuff to look forward to. So I think my favorite part of the night was just how Jonathan nailed how pissed like every moment, every step, just really sold that anger as like an impenetrable wall, and I'm into it. I'm here for it.
Yeah. Definitely. All right, Alex.
Well, I am Alexander Gaston. You can find me on Twitter at Crit Charisma. You can also find me on Instagram at HalDaggers. I'm semi-active on the Instagram, super active on the Twitters because it's more fun. I don't really have anything. I will be at Emerald City Comic Con this week.
Yay.
So if any of you guys are here, please reach out to me on Twitter. I would love to deliver a hug from me to you and a thanks for welcoming into this amazing community. Favorite part of tonight is honestly just being able to sit here surrounded by you guys all again with you and you at the helm. I didn't even know how much I missed you guys until like we're sitting here, but
Aw.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, we've got more to come next week. I'm Eugenio, the Dungeon Master from this evening. You can find more of me on the actual play podcast, The Last Refuge, where I am the friendly neighborhood Dungeon Master, DM Jazzy Hands, which is also my Twitter handle. I finally changed it because I got tired of
Yay.
spelling my name, and I'm doing a few audio interviews in the upcoming months, and I really didn't want to spell it every time I did it. So you can find me on Twitter at DM Jazzy Hands. You can find The Last Refuge on Twitter at DND Last Refuge. We put out episodes every Wednesday. We are about 10 weeks away from our 100th episode, so now's a good time to catch up, and
Right.
we're gonna figure out what the hell we're gonna do for 100, and then 4 weeks later for our 2-year anniversary. Anyway, let's see, my favorite part of I mean, I really did miss playing Roadkill. What can I say?
Yeah. I mean, how could you-
What else do I have to tell you? I guess I can tell you all this next week as well, but I'm going to be at PAX East at the end of the month, so if any of you are going to be at PAX, come find me. I'm doing a panel called Am I Playing a Role? Identity Exploration in RPGs at the Bumblebee Theater at 10 a.m. on Friday with some
That's
awesome
awesome.
people. So if you're going to be at PAX East in Boston in a couple of weeks, come check me out there and say hi. I think that is all we have for you tonight. Like I said, we're going to be back next week, Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, here on twitch.tv/variant roles. Oh, also, if you haven't already, drop us a follow here on, drop Variant Roles a follow here on Twitch, or go to Twitter and follow at Variant Roles. If you are willing and able, you can go to patreon.com/Variant Roles and become a patron, or you can subscribe to our Twitch channel here. Variant Roles is, I'm on the, we're calling ourselves the Council of the Wise, but I'm on the sort of creative council for Variant Roles, and we've got a bunch of really exciting stuff that we're planning for this upcoming year. We've already started by making our way through little featurettes of all 23 levels of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. We're several weeks into that. We do usually 1 to 3 weeks with a different party for every level, just to sort of get a taste of what that book has to offer. So you can check out those levels usually on Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays, and the schedule is down. If you scroll down here on Variant Roles, you can see the schedule for each week. But you should definitely check out some of that. We've got one-shots coming. We have a couple folks who have pitched longer seasons of stuff that are going to be starting within the next few weeks. It's a bunch of really awesome stuff. So follow us on Twitter. Get in touch with us if you want to get involved. Subscribe, follow, become a patron, whatever you can manage. That is all I have for you today. We will hopefully see you next week, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, here to finish out Seasons of Fairy. Thanks very much, and happy gaming, y'all.
Bye.
Oh, I have to stop it because I'm running.
He's right.
We are gonna be out. Goodbye, everybody. I'm bad at OBS. Here we go. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.